Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another wonderful encounter with the Exiles in the Mists of Ravenloft. I'm double checking an audio thing. Yeah, there's no... Okay,
What's
so
laughing?
I shouldn't be duplicating, so that's good. I guess last week we had an echo, but... Alright, either way, welcome to another exciting installment. We have our great players, Szid, we have Eclipse, we have Heathcliff played by Druzzl, and we have Abel Gherkin played by Girk. And when last we left off, well, before we get to when last we left off, all of our characters, as you can see in the image right here, were all napping in this room. They needed to take a break after several long fights. Eclipse and Heathcliff themselves, they had fought some carrionettes, they had saved some ghosts, they'd even fought some ghouls that luckily they put a stop to that were climbing out of a family portrait. If that fight had been added on top of everything else, another 4 ghouls coming out, I don't know that they would have made it. But last time around, our players were basically the penultimate badasses. They did everything they needed to, and they played well, did a lot of damage, they were tactically sound. It was real good for a bunch of level 2 characters, and I was impressed. During their encounter, heading back downstairs, they were carrying a body they had found upstairs with intent to lay it to rest when they came across a room with a zombie in it. The zombie monster, Lauren Havelrist, he of the hacking cough, and the, mental confusion, mental fog, had no idea who they were other than that they were enemies. And so he fought them. During that time, Abel Gherkin reappeared through the mists and brought along another person that no one had ever met before. Szid, an Aarakocra, dressed in brown robes from head to toe, helped them defeat said zombie and then helped them carry the body downstairs. When they piled up in this center room to get some rest, or were going to, and before doing so they encountered yet another struggle in this room down here. This bronze statue came to life and they fought the creature. First they were trying to decide whether or not they were going to free it. They realized this was a carnivorous monster that was intending to eat them, so they ultimately defeated it before tucking themselves away in this room. While being tucked away in this room, Ez sort of meets our new character, Szid, and explains to Szid while talking to everybody else basically what's going on in the house. Like, she's confused how he got there, but she's glad for more help. She pays a further 20 gold to Heathcliff, Abel, and Eclipse for their continued patronage, working with them. So if you guys want to update your gold, I can update anybody who needs it. Eclipse, do you need me to do yours? Because I felt like it was glitched before.
Hey.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay. Eclipse, you are updated. Abel, do I need to update your gold as well?
Negative, I can take care of it.
Okay.
And I got mine.
Okay. And she says to Szid, there are a lot of dangers in this house, and obviously we've come across even more. I noticed that as you fought the Periton, the creature in the room just to the south here, that the door to the front of the house is just gone. Like, the wallpaper is covering the spot where it was. So I kind of feel like you're stuck with us. However, you've got those wonderful black wings, and as somebody else mentioned last time, there is a balcony upstairs. So if you wanted to leave, you kind of could. What do you think? Will you stick around and help us? And during this time, she kind of gives you a recap of all the events that have led to now.
Well, you guys could clearly use the assistance, so...
Irene looks up and says, what do you mean by clearly use the assistance? We're doing just fine. The assistance is helpful, don't get me wrong, but what do you mean by clearly use the assistance? She seems
saying the more help,
offended.
the better, that's all.
Okay.
More hands make work easier.
She walks up to you and hands you a small pouch with coin in it. This small pouch only has 10 gold. She says this is to make up for the fight upstairs, but I assume you want the same pay that everyone else is getting?
If you're willing to pay it.
And if I'm not willing to pay it?
Fighting monsters is enough pay for me.
She
I'll
kind of
take his money.
She kind of leans back and then she looks over at Abel and just kind of laughs and says, No. His contract is separate from yours. And your gold on your character sheet is updated, Sazid.
I think I took care of it myself.
You shouldn't have been able to because you hadn't been paid yet.
Oh, I mean the 10.
Oh,
So
you had
thing.
taken care of the 10 already?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I started with 5, so.
Cool. Well, now you have more. Now, while you guys are in here, you guys hear thudding from the rest of the house. You hear the walls creaking. You hear people walking around upstairs, even though you've been all through the upstairs, and the only quote-unquote person you found was the zombie that you guys have defeated. This all combines to make rest a very difficult prospect. Now, I've already triggered a short rest because you guys are going to have some nightmares that will limit the ability to long rest, unfortunately. But because I have triggered a short rest, if you guys want to go ahead and trigger your hit die for healing, if you want.
Hey, Fizzy.
Yep.
My ride will be here very shortly, and I will be leaving for about 20-30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not entirely certain.
Okay. We'll be here when you get back, sir.
Okay, I'm still here until she gets here, though.
Okay.
But she's just got to drive across from Heath to
Eclipse,
King
Abel,
Super.
Sazid, you're the only one not at full health. Are you going to do it again?
I shouldn't be at full health.
That's not a good roll either.
Oh, you're dang close, though, Abel. You're already in the green.
Yeah,
So wait.
I'm fully away from full health, but that's still not full.
And what was that, Eclipse?
No, I was just saying that you said she's traveling from Heath.
What's that?
I was asking if they said if they're traveling from Heath.
My ride is from Heath Middle School to my
Wow.
I was gonna say
I was going to make the joke, is they traveling from Heath to Cliff?
Abel's giving away too much personal information on the stream.
Yep. Be careful with how much you say. It makes it easier to find you.
Yeah.
But, okay. During this time, however, Ez does blow out several of the candles and allow the party to try and rest as best they can with everybody. There's 3 of you leaned up against doors. Now, during this time, as they're starting to nod off, Ez is asking you questions, Sazid, about, like, who you were that led you to this place. And I need you to do me a favor and roll a d6, please. Memories come rushing back to you as she's asking these questions of a gladiator. The man that you called your mentor was a gladiator who was a slave that fought for freedom in the arena, and eventually made it to freedom and then went to training fighters, effectively. Do you have a name for this mentor of yours, or would you like me to create one at random?
Let's do it randomly.
Okay, that is easy enough. We can even develop them a random personality. Let's go with they're from an outskirt outpost, so page 154 of this. And we'll do 179. Alright. I need you to roll oops, where's the chart for it? Oh, 200. That's why. There we go. I need you to roll a d20 twice.
6 and 1.
Your mentor's name was Ulmog Joshi. Writing that down.
Sounds like an orc to me.
Olmog Joshi, with the slicked back hair and a slimy attitude, who is just seeing where their path takes them, found his way to you and decided to train you. You spend enough time with him to learn that he was on a limited timetable to train you. Somebody wanted you trained, but you don't remember who it was, who was higher up the food chain. And this would have been not that long ago. I'm talking within the last year that all of this happened, since, you know, you're only a level 2 character. Ulamog Yakshi had a heraldic sign, basically an emblem on their tabard and whatnot, that your character also has. Can you roll me a d6? The fist of a storm giant clutching lightning before a storm cloud. This symbolizes wrath and power. And can you roll me one more d6? This is how the combat style he taught you. Sinister. He taught you a sinister combat style. You're big into intimidation in your training, at least. He was big on you scowling and sneering while fighting and mocking your foes as you defeat them. Demoralizing was just important as physical combat. To this guy, to Olmog.
So I like to talk shit.
Well, at least your mentor did. Whether or not you do is entirely up to you. But he trained you to talk shit.
Good to know.
You're thinking about these things as you doze off. And that brings us to the nightmares. You in particular have a nightmare of a warlord in a skull-shaped helmet cackling as wicked soldiers brick captives inside of stone walls.
And I know this is a dream, correct? Or do I think it's real?
I mean, while it's happening, you think it's real. You're standing in the crowd watching this happen.
Alright guys, I gotta go. I'll be back soon.
Dang it, I was trying to get to your dream before you left.
Sorry, she's here.
Okay.
Alright, I'll be back.
Alright.
Right.
Eclipse, your nightmare is of Mara, a desperate knight in crimson armor, forcing tired soldiers to march towards an ominous castle, which you know to be the Black Castle that this house was built atop.
Interesting.
Abel, and I'll explain his nightmare when he gets back to him, but he dreams of the Screaming Knight, Mara, in crimson. After she's howling her frustrations into the night and shadows rise around her in a crimson aura, she takes her red longsword and shoves it through the chest of a warlord in a skull-shaped helmet before she goes on a murderous rampage through the castle. And Heathcliff, you actually dream that you're sort of a rogue wandering around the castle. It sort of fits with the fact that you're a rogue. But you watch as Mara strikes down aristocrats within the castles, other nobles and lords, and you watch as they shriek as they're being bricked into stone walls by her, as opposed to the people who dreamt that the skull-helmed guy was doing it.
Interesting.
You actually did.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eclipse.
That's me.
You.
Uh-oh.
Eclipse, when you wake up, you are no longer in the main room. You are in the dining room. You are draped across the table of the dining table. You are sprawled out on the table in the dining room, and you are surrounded by diners, you assume, people sitting around the table. You can make out their forms, but they're all under sheets, like bed sheets. It's a full-on bed sheet ghost. And there's somebody in every single one of the seats.
Oh, well, all right then.
So we'll start with you.
Huh. Am I, like, tied down at all?
No, you wake up laying there in the center of the table.
Okay, well, I quickly sit up, confused, and try to hop off the table.
Yeah, you're able to hop off the table, but all of the diners sort of rotate their heads to watch you as you step away.
Apprehensively, I try to leave the room.
You don't try to pull any of the sheets off. You just hop off the table and try to walk away.
I have learned that curiosity can be a very dangerous thing, and I just woke
Not
up.
to mention you killed the cat.
So you just ignore them and head out the door. All right, you can move your token. You have total control over it. It's in the dining room. So, do you just go straight through the hallway and try to go in through the door that Abel is at?
Yes.
Okay. When you get there, you open the door. Abel falls backwards out, draws his sword, ready to go, and just kind of looks at you for a minute and is like, "How the heck did you get there?" We'll readdress Abel when he comes back, but you're able to get in the room and close the door. And when you do, I'll move you in. The first thing you notice is that Irina is gone, and you and Abel are now awake. The other two are still kind of dozing. Ez is slumped over at the table herself, eyes closed. So far, you're the only one that noticed that Irina is missing.
All right, I try to rouse everyone and let them know that Irina's gone.
Do you just like, "Hey guys, wake up"?
Yeah, essentially.
Technically, there's a roll for it, but I'm just going to allow that everybody just sort of startles awake when you start talking. So if we can have people roll for initiative to determine communication order.
$19. Oh wait, that wasn't an initiative roll, so I gotta add my initiative. So 21.
Nope, you got to re-roll it all together, sir.
I gotta do it with the actual modifier, huh?
15.
16. Still top of initiative, it works.
Okay.
So far, at least.
So Zed, you startle awake as you notice Eclipse talking, and Eclipse is basically just like, "Hey, yo, anybody seen Irina?"
She was here when I fell asleep.
And you do notice Abel closing the door behind him as obviously
And wait,
Eclipse had
weren't
just walked
you in that corner when I fell asleep?
in. That was directed at you, Eclipse.
Oh, yeah, I was, and then I woke up in the dining room, surrounded by things and sheets, and yeah, I kind of left, came
All
back.
All right, Heathcliff, you're kind of paying attention to hear all of that.
So what you're saying is similar to Fick earlier. You got teleported out of the room.
Yeah, you know, par for the course. So
Ez kind of wakes up, rubbing her eyes, and goes, "Teleported? I don't think anybody's been teleported out of the room." She kind of like pulls a crystal out of her pocket and sets the crystal down on the table, and she says, "This should block most plain air magic. Like, there's no way anybody was teleported out of the room. The only way to leave would have been to get up and walk out."
So are you saying that they're getting up and walking out of their own free will without ever knowing that they're getting up and walking out?
It's
You
the
never
only
said
thing
of our
that
own
makes
free will.
logical sense. And then she kind of like looks over at the door where Irina's supposed to be and says, "Hey, What? Has anybody seen Irina?
We were
That's
just
what we're trying to figure out.
Eclipse, you are standing close enough to it. Gave everybody a chance to talk as they were waking up. You're standing close enough to it and your perception's high enough. You actually see that Irina's door is not latched. It's pulled too, but it's not latched.
Irina's door, you mean the front door to the room?
Yep, the very southern door to this room.
Okay, I will go ahead.
Whoops, you're moving Abel's token.
Yes, I am. Well, I just meant it. I will go ahead and try and open the door and see if there's anything of import in the lobby area. No.
You open... Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
You open the door, and as you look down, you're kind of peeking around trying to see if anything is there worth seeing. You notice the blood spatter and the bloody lump that is the periton. You see the shattered bronze. You see the wall where the door used to be that is now wallpapered over. And Irina is standing there in front of the wall, not looking at you. Her eyes are fixated on the wall. And she's got one hand out, and she's just sort of dragging it back and forth on the wallpaper where that door should be.
I will slowly walk up to her and call out her name just to get her attention.
She kind of like jumps a little bit as she glances over her shoulder at you. And you see, as she does, you actually watch her eyes go from glistening almost a moonlight reflection to her normal eyes, and you watch fangs retract. Now, your passive perception's high enough to see this, but I'm also giving it to you because you've been fed on by her, so you have an awareness of these things. So it's like she had to put her inner monster to bed, so to speak, when she saw you. But in that same exact moment, again, because your passive perception's high enough, and you were the one that ended up down here, luck of the rolls, I guess, you actually notice for a brief second, there's like a light source that seems to come through the wallpaper. For just a moment, right in the center, about where her hand was. And then she just kind of like she's looking at you for a minute, and she looks back at the wall and says, I think the door is still here. With that, we're going to pop back to the top and let Sazid and Heathcliff decide what they're doing. Sazid.
Well, I'm too far away to have heard any of that conversation. So,
I mean, there wasn't really a full conversation yet either.
I'll move down here and check what's going on in this room here.
Yep, you get there in time to notice Irina and Irina and Eclipse having an interaction. Do you say anything or just listen?
I'll just listen.
Okay. Heathcliff, what about you, sir?
Put myself in an actual square.
How much of that conversation did I overhear?
What's your passive perception?
15.
All you caught was him trying to get her attention.
Okay.
Enough for you to know that Irina must be in that room.
Oop. And then click that.
I would come join and ask basically what's going on. What were you guys just discussing?
Irina has turned herself back to the door, and you see her running her hand back and forth across a spot on the door. And she says, there's just something about the way this wallpaper is sitting. She kind of looks back at you and says, it's kind of flimsy. Like, I think the door is still there. And again, your passive perception is also high enough. You have a 15, and you're looking where her hand is. You're able to see just like this glint of light sort of shine through the wallpaper.
Almost like it's the doorknob reflecting.
Or the window on the door has been covered with the wallpaper, and light is coming from outside through it. Because I picture the door as having one of those like little arched windows in the center of it to be able to look out.
Mm-hmm. I would say based on everything that I've seen, it wouldn't surprise me that the door is still there. Does it feel like it's just wallpaper just hanging there, or does it feel
Are you asking her, or do you
solid
walk
like
up
a
and
wall?
check?
I would have asked her.
She kind of, you see her just sort of look back and press on it, and you can see it sort of flex, as though the wallpaper is just like hanging there limply over something.
Now I want to walk up and draw my short sword over it and see if we can, like, make a slice.
That's what you want to do, but is it what you do?
Sure,
You could certainly try.
we'll do that.
Better.
I will try to do that.
As your short sword cuts through the paper, it tears easily. It tears like Christmas wrapping. Your blade slices through it, and it hangs limp, and you can see through this crack, because you don't cut it all the way to the floor. You just wanted to cut through a little bit. You can see through the crack that the door is still there. It's just been wallpapered over.
Interesting. Well, it is nice to know that the door is still there. However, I would now like to know...
Boom! Boom! You hear some thudding come from the
Why it
room
was
immediately
wallpapered
to your west. Not the closet, but the actual room that leads to the tower. You hear banging. About that time, you also hear the harp begin playing from the music room. Eclipse, you recognize the song.
Figured I would.
Does he start humming along?
That's up to him. Heathcliff was checking the door, so we'll go ahead and move it to Eclipse's turn.
Honestly, yeah, I believe I do.
So you're humming along with the music. Are you reacting at all to the banging sound that came from the tower?
My ears perk a bit. Kind of semi-worried about it, but outside of that,
Okay.
not really.
So what do you want to do? Are you just still in sit and wait mode? Do you try to go out the front door? Do you head over to the music room?
I try and open the front door.
Opens fine. Tears through the rest of the paper slice that Heathcliff had made. Door opens.
All right then.
Glancing outside, you see that the fog has so encroached the house that you can't even see the wagon anymore.
Well, fantastic. Well, at that point, I guess I'll go check out the heart, or at least head in that direction.
Do you tell the party you want to go check out the music room?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go with him. So long as we all stay together.
So Heathcliff says he's going to go with him. Sazid, you were going to recommend heading straight to the tower because that's where the Leaper is, but you see these two wanting to check out the music room. Do you say anything or go with them?
I would suggest checking out the banging first. It sounds like more of a threat.
While that is true that it is probably more of a threat, I'm more worried that if we don't go with Eclipse, he's going to go by himself. Because he played the harp earlier.
Irina looks up and says, yeah, his curiosity has gotten the better of him on more than one occasion.
I guess what they say is true. Curiosity will kill the cat. At that point, I'll agree to investigate the music room with them. Move down here next to Eclipse.
Heathcliff, you said you're going to go with him. Do you, technically it's your turn, do you move ahead of him or do you wait for him?
I would want to go in first so that he doesn't...
So that you take the hit?
Well, it's not so that I take the hit. I'm more thinking, like, if he opens the door and then unknowingly, unconsciously bolts for the harp.
You're there.
I kind of want someone in the middle of him and the harp.
Okay. Given that it's your turn, I'm going to go ahead and move you through the door. We'll place Eclipse. And Sazid. And Irina. Alright, now I will re-describe the music room because we have at least one player here that doesn't know it. Overstuffed furniture faces a handsome concert harp, dramatically sculpted with a flock of flying doves. The dusty music room holds saggy, damp, no longer plush furnishings. And you guys look in, the harp, it looks normal, but you definitely hear music coming from it. The strings aren't moving. There's no specter sitting there. The room looks like it should, just this saggy old room, but you absolutely hear the music playing from it. And as I said...
Do I recognize the song?
Only Eclipse immediately recognizes the song. If somebody else wants to roll a charisma performance check or an intelligence history check, they can try to identify it. So, does anybody else want to make that check?
I'll try.
I'd be doing it as history.
What was it, history or...
Performance.
Oof.
Yes,
Yeah.
Azid, you do not recognize the music at all.
That, I did not mean to double click that, but that's okay, I'll take that roll.
Yeah, all you recognize, Heathcliff, is it's the same song that Eclipse was playing. And Eclipse knows that the song is The Blood Tears of Claveria, written by Lyron Evensong. And for the future, just so you know, Eclipse, on any instrument ever for the rest of the history of your character, you have advantage on performance checks to play that song.
Sweet.
That song has possessed a part of your mind and will always be there.
Possibly less.
In fact, to fit with the flavor of your background and everything and your dark gift that you chose, whenever you get like an earworm of a song playing, it's typically this song. But you know how the crystal in your pocket like tries to communicate with you? It like hums and vibrates to get your attention to communicate with you. Now
Yes.
It hums and vibrates in rhythm to that song. From here
Didn't
forward.
realize
The
you
blood.
was a fan of that song, but I'll take it.
You what?
Said I didn't realize she was a fan of that song, but I'll take it.
But okay. So everybody stepped in the room. We'll just go straight to Eclipse's turn. Everybody stepped in the room. Eclipse, is there anything specific you wanted to check out in this room now that it's been described to you as a normal room playing music? Are you still there, Eclipse?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh.
I'm keeping muting on just because I have my fans going because it's hot and I hate it.
Fair enough.
I am torn between because I know what I should and shouldn't do, and I'm torn between doing it and not doing it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ignore this dice roll. I'm gonna flip a coin because why not? Well, I'm gonna roll a dice and do evens and odds. Oh, let me just roll on the map.
Drop it in the chat box. Just because otherwise
Okay.
it won't roll if you roll it on the map.
Okay, I will go and take a closer peek at the heart.
Yeah. It's just sitting there doing its harpy thing. Like, it's not, like I said, the strings aren't moving. But you are certain, standing next to it now, that you are certain that that's the source of the music. Playing ethereally.
Can I attempt to play the song that is stuck in my head?
Sure, you have advantage on it, and like I said, it is a performance check. Let me see. Yeah, it is a charisma performance check, and you have advantage on it.
Okay.
You are actually not quite able to get it. The strings keep interrupting. Like you'll like cut yourself off. But as you started to play it, for that brief moment that it started to sound right, you synced up with the ethereal music, and then you just kind of like cut yourself off when you hit a sour note, and the music stopped altogether, even the ethereal sound. So the harp is now silent again. So while he's playing with the harp, Sazid.
I'll step into the room, and I know that he already was injured by this heartbreak. They told me that.
Yep.
So I'll walk in and ask him, say, you didn't learn your lesson the first time? To Eclipse.
I mean, yeah, but heart.
But
I mean,
harp.
To each their own, I guess.
Alright, Heathcliff. Sazid steps in and starts talking to him while he's playing it. I didn't give it to Eclipse because Eclipse was focused when he walked in the room, plus you were standing within his line of sight until he walked up to the harp. But you notice that the door to the north of you is opened, and the chairs in the dining room have people sitting in them under sheets.
Under sheets?
Under sheets, yeah. Every single chair there has someone sitting in it under a bed sheet. And moreover, they're all looking this direction.
I was gonna say there's not a couple missing.
Why would there be some missing?
Because of the spirits that we've already dealt with.
You assume to know the exact amount of spirits that are within this house?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, you gotta think, Dransorg bricked people up. And then when Mara got here and defeated him, she bricked up all his allies. And then the castle was destroyed and a house was built on top of it. And then the house became haunted, all on its own. So there's probably a century of spirits here in the interim between the two.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would get Sazid's attention, and once Eclipse breaks his concentration and stops playing, I would get him to come over and look at the dining room full of sheet people.
Sazid and Eclipse. He has pointed out sheet people.
Eclipse would have already known about the sheep people.
He would have originally, yes, but he hasn't looked back in since he left the room.
It's
Should
like I'll head
we
over. It's like, yeah,
go-
I call them, and
should
I
we go
left.
take the sheets off?
Sazid asked a pertinent question. Do you guys think you should remove the sheets?
We might as well.
We can try,
You can
but I think this could
certainly
end badly.
try.
I think this could end very badly.
It's gonna be fun at the same time. Bad ideas are often fun ideas.
You hear another bang from the other side of the house, and you hear a voice belt out so loud that even the walls in this room reverberate. Mara! Mara! Come here! You trapped me in this place, Mara! Bellowing through the house.
We should have checked out the bank first.
Maybe we should go check out the bang and leave the sheep people to themselves for now.
I'm fine with that.
Eclipse, it's your turn. And anybody that's looking out in the hallway can tell that Irina's got her sword drawn and she is visibly shaking.
I will go ahead and squeeze by the two and go, over by Irina, make sure everything's okay, and I guess prepare for what is coming on the other side of that door that I'm assuming is there.
Yeah, I mean that door's open because that leads to the foyer that you guys were in.
Yeah, I'll see if Irina's okay.
Yeah, she's okay. She just kind of looks back over at you and she goes, "I'm expecting another fight, personally."
As am I. But if it's anything like the others, I think we'll be fine. And I guess I'll, wait for the group before we continue forward.
Okay, Sazid.
And I shall... I'll move up in front into this next room. And basically take the front. But actually, I'll move up here and get ready to open the door for when the party catches up. And that's about it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet. Okay.
I would have had to take a dash as my action, so...
Your movement is 50 feet, so if you flew for any of it, you'd be fine.
And I just have to fly 5 feet above the ground to fly, so...
Yeah, you just have to have room to flap your wings. But, okay, Heathcliff.
One sec. So I'm gonna move to here, and as I pass by Irina, I'm gonna go, of course there's another fight. That's all we've been doing for the past several hours in this house.
It's almost as though the house has decided to fight against our laying it to rest.
Like, very nonchalantly, like, of course there's another fight.
I assume you drew your weapons?
Not yet.
Oh,
We
no?
have a couple doors to go through.
Okay. Technically, you have one door and then a threshold. There's not actually a door that leads into the gallery.
No, but there's a door that leads into the hallway.
Yeah, that one door is all you guys have.
Oh. So this door here isn't actually a door to the hallway? It has doorknobs.
What are you talking about has doorknobs? The one that Sazid is standing at is the only door.
No, this one has a doorknob.
There's no doorknob there.
Yeah, there is. I can see it.
Are you talking about the thing sticking out from the wall there?
No, one sec. Where's my boxes? Ah, right where that line went.
Where do you see a damn doorknob?
Right here. Can you see my drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a doorknob. It's discoloration in the bricks.
On both sides? Okay.
Yeah. Think about it. None of the other doors have knobs. Why would it? Why would
Yeah,
it
they do.
even if it was a door?
They all have
The
it.
one I'm standing in front of doesn't appear to have knobs.
Yeah, it does not. And the one immediately north of Sazid has that discoloration on one side, but not both. The one immediately west of Sazid, like through that, has one it looks like on both sides. So I think they're just discolorations because they're not equal everywhere.
They're not consistent.
But either way, that is an arch, not a door. It's just a threshold.
Okay.
So, but so you don't draw your weapons? Okay.
I have not yet, no.
Eclipse. Everybody has started to move ahead. It's back to you.
All right. As I continue moving with them, luckily right now I have no weapons to draw.
True. You could go ahead and switch into your form, but you don't really need to.
Yeah. Oop, I let go. Back
Where are you going?
I was thinking over my life choices for 2 seconds and then, got a hold of myself.
So, in other words, he got the zoomies for a moment, but he's fine.
I did.
The harp was calling to him again, admit it.
Sazid, your turn.
I shall draw my weapon and creep my way through the door.
What is your passive perception?
A whopping 12.
Okay. Is that all the further you go in?
Yeah. Like I said, just creep in the door and peek in, see if I can see what made that banging noise.
From where you're at, you can't see anything in particular.
I'll relay that information to the rest of the party. And again, creep up to this corner and peek around.
Oh, okay. When you peek around, you notice that in this room, which normally held 5 dour busts atop marble pedestals collecting dust, the pedestals now have shattered black marble laying on the ground around them. It's like the busts exploded.
No threats in immediate sight. But at that point, I'll hold position and wait for the rest of the party.
Okay, Heathcliff.
Okay. Now I would draw my swords as I come up and join Sazid.
Yes, you
Seeing
notice
that-
that those busts that you guys had seen in here before are shattered everywhere.
Yeah, wasn't one of them already broken?
No, so there's the busts, and then there's also the black statue in the corner. And
Okay.
the black statue in the corner, you guys busted.
Well, yeah, sure.
Hey,
Pick busted, but
I don't know who Fick is, but you had Abel busted.
oh, I can't believe I just did that. That's great. Yeah, I'd wait here for Irina and Eclipse so we could all 4 go in as a group together.
Your perception is high enough, Heathcliff. You hear a door behind you close, like all the way down at the other end of the hallway.
I'm gonna glance at it and then say to Eclipse, "Hey, I think the greenhouse door just closed." He was the one who got stuck in the plants.
Mm-hmm.
So that would imply. Oh, yeah, over here. I heard him talking. So that would imply that there's someone on the other side?
Or something.
That's
I mean-
probably more apt.
It's not like it's full of plants or anything that
Well-
trapped you.
Nice plants, anyway. But,
So do you
Once
enter
again-
the room and check out the busts that exploded, or do you go north, Eclipse?
I will head north. Let's see, that's why I was here.
So that everybody
Fine.
knows the Leaper is south, which you guys still have to deal with.
He's up in the tower, isn't he?
Yep.
15, 20, 25, 30. So I'll go here.
Alright, Eclipse looks set to go north. Sazid or Heathcliff, do you guys go with him? Do you suggest heading for the Leaper first?
I'll say the bang came from this way.
I mean, yes, but something's probably on the other side of that door as well.
Leave
And
your
I
print.
know- And I know that room leads to a dead end, so we can check that, then just turn around. We don't know where this room ends up leading down to the south.
And what were you trying to say, Heathcliff?
I was trying to say, leave your plant friends alone. We know that they already like you too much.
But plants.
All right, fine. Go play with your catnip. I'd follow him if he keeps going up that corridor, by the way.
Sazid, it's your turn. Are you going to turn around and go up the corridor, or are you going to head south?
I'll start heading into the room with the broken busts.
Alright, the moment, stop. The moment, stop. I'm trying to grab your token. The moment you step through the door, everyone roll initiative.
Yep.
Hey, nat 20. Oh crap, I rolled it wrong again.
Oh no.
Still a 20. All right, I'll go last. It's fine.
Alright. Unidentify those. But show them. Get in a square.
Bulging.
All right. As you step in, the rest of the pedestals that the busts were sitting on shatter, and the whole thing crumbled to dust as these creatures come popping up out of the debris. If I can find their description and an image to share. I think you can ignore the horse that it's on in the picture. But that is what you see.
Oh. I had the horse
So,
without the horse.
flaming bundles of heads. Oh wait, no, that's the tail of the horse. So we're fighting floating heads.
You are fighting floating heads.
Oh goody.
And I'm getting
I
castle
focused on the
vibe.
bot.
Disembodied flying ahead. The type of creature one of these heads come from determines how it terrorizes its prey. In this particular case, these are all, let me see, these are all human heads. So spectral human heads just lifted up, and they're gnashing their teeth in your direction, getting ready to come at you. Sazid, it is your turn, and there are 4 of these guys in here.
Irina
As
didn't
they show
roll
up.
initiative.
Oh, and Irina didn't
I'll
roll
turn back.
initiative, so that's a good point. Thank you.
No
They
problem.
all got 19s.
No, they roll as a group.
Yeah, in 5th edition, enemies roll as a group. Enemies of like types roll as a group. So if there were 3 different types of creatures in here, there would be 3 different initiative rolls.
Aha. As I see them appear, I'll turn back to Irina and say, "You were right. Here comes the fight." As I move in and go to stab the vicious, blameworthy demeanor one with my rapier. Yeah. And there's I'm guessing an 8 does not hit.
With an 8, you miss.
Oh, and on short rest, my action surge and second wind are back, right?
Yep. Action surges. I'm not sure about second wind off the top of my head. Abilities. Action
Use this feature
surge.
once you finish a short or long rest.
Yeah, action surge is short or long rest. Second wind is short or long rest.
Okay, good to know. So, no need to action surge, don't need to move. So yeah, at that point I'll pass turn to unidentified creature 1.
Unidentified creature number 1. I'm double checking something with the stream really quick, and I'll let you know what the creature does momentarily. Yep. Okay. Alright, we're golden. OBS wasn't updating stuff. But it's here now, so we're good. Alright. This is number 1, which is this guy. Comes here, doesn't even realize you're there, Heathcliff. And it makes an attempt to bite Sazid as it flies through the air. 15 to hit Sazid.
That's it.
For 9 points of damage. As the teeth bite, you feel these, well, you see actually, these black tendrils of energy go ripping through your own veins as this head bites into you. And your arm splatters blood out all over the floor.
Ouch.
The fathead, unidentified creature, comes at you with the same thing. That is an 11 to hit, so that's going to be a miss. This is pleasantly teeny weeny. It's a shrunken head, or more aptly, a child's head. Makes its way over to you. For an 8 to hit.
That's a miss.
I'm gonna go with you, probably. Leaving us lastly with a vicious one that lets out this yowl as it lunges forward and tries to bite you. It's also going to move it over here.
To give it advantage.
13 to hit?
That would be a tie.
Did you say it would be a tie?
Yes.
Oh, I meant to roll that on you. Oof. Alright, I'm applying your damage. You took a shit ton. In fact, you dropped unconscious, because that was 13 points of damage. And that puts you at 27 wound out of 26. So you drop unconscious and fall prone, bringing us to Irina's turn. Irina goes, son of a... And she grabs her sword and swings with it, all but blindly, as she's trying to get into the room to you. For a hit. For 8 points of damage. Unfortunately, that one's blocking the door.
Yeah, but we're also blocking the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna action surge.
Oh.
That's a hit. For another 9 points of damage.
Still not dead.
Creature 1 is torn up. Its face has been slashed open, but it is still flying around gnashing.
Hello.
Oh, good, you're back. That's handy. That is so handy. Can you go ahead and roll me initiative, please? That'll work fine. Eclipse, your turn.
Okie doke.
From your perception, passive perception, and everything, you definitely saw the head swarm Sazid, and you saw him drop to the ground. You probably can't see that he's unconscious from where you're at, but you could see that he got very torn up. Like swooped on.
Yeah. Check something real quick here.
Sorry about that. So I'm really bummed. I went to the store specifically to get one thing and they didn't have it.
That is annoying. Eclipse,
It happens.
what are you doing?
Yeah. I am trying to find where I put. Okay. There. I'm trying to see if I happen to have any piercing abilities, but it doesn't look like I do.
Why would that matter? Out of curiosity.
Because 3 of them in a row in front of me.
Yeah, you're looking for a line ability. Yeah, I don't think any of you guys... I think Abel is the only person with a line ability at this level because it comes from his race.
Yeah. Well, if that is the case, I will go ahead and shift into... Oh, crap, there's a... Oh, ignore that. There we go. I'll shift into my... Oh. Yeah, we'll just start for him.
Okay.
And I will, I guess, attempt to use my regular action to fire a luminous arrow past Heathcliff, the one in front of him, because it's floating in the air, right?
It is floating in the air, but it's still technically... Heathcliff is blocking line of sight. So you would still technically collect the -2 before you roll your attack roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear the music.
Cast it on you.
That's a hit.
Nice.
I'm not going to worry about the dying category on these guys. They just drop dead.
And then with that, I'll go ahead and end my turn.
Do you need... There we go. All right, Heathcliff, your turn. Technically, he's opened up that hallway. You can enter the room through that... Or that passway. You can enter the room through that square.
Yep, I gotta check something. Alright, so Zed's unconscious? Or at least on the ground writhing in agony?
Yeah, he's in the unconscious character status, but yes, he is on the ground.
Okay.
Feeling very well.
Can I hold part of my movement?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
So... Actually, I don't even have to hold part of my movement. I think Abel can get there right now. Cool. I am going to actually leave the spot in front of me open. Hoping that when Abel gets here, one of us can use a soliloquy to tell him to go... to step into the room and heal Sazid. At least a little bit. I am going to use both, because it's equal to my, and I don't know that I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this. Equal to my proficiency, which is 2. So I'm going to use both of my shadow strikes from my living shadow trait.
Living Shadow, Shadow Strike.
So it's when you make a melee attack roll, you can increase your reach for that attack by 10 feet. Your shadow stretches and delivers the attack as if it were you. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all when you finish a long rest.
Oh. That's frickin' cool.
So I have a 15-foot threat range if I want. And I have 2 uses of it, so I'm going to use it for both of my hands. And I'm going to attack the pleasantly teeny-weeny unidentified flying skull.
Just out of curiosity, do you have to declare that you're using both beforehand? I don't think you do.
No.
Yeah, you just declare
just-
when you make the attack roll.
Right, and I'm making an attack roll with my main hand and offhand, which is 2 separate attacks, thus using it twice.
Fair.
That's why I'm declaring that I'm using it twice.
Yep.
Is because I'm literally going to use it twice.
Yep.
Alright, so... the pleasantly teeny-weeny for main hand is an 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
Cool. And for offhand, so that I don't forget to control-click off, is a 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Awesome, so we've got damage 1 and damage 2. Neither of which got sneak attack because Sazid's technically unconscious.
Yep, unfortunately. Wait a minute, aren't you a 2nd level rogue?
Yeah.
Don't 2nd level rogues get steady aim? Or is that a 3rd level?
I
I don't see it on your traits.
think action expertise. Yeah, I don't see it on my traits either.
Give me one check, because it's possible that didn't add. Because unfortunately Fantasy Grounds is like that, because all that stuff was part of Tasha's that was added after the fact. Steady aim. Unfortunately, steady aim is a 3rd level rogue feature. Damn.
And it's an optional.
Yes, and I have it so that you can take it. Basically, you get all of the optional ones.
Oh dang!
So, but that'll be great.
I
when you
wouldn't
get 3rd
even.
level rogue.
I wouldn't have even considered it.
Oh yeah, steady aim's a great one because you get
Because
auto
it's-
advantage. You just have to not.
Yeah, it
move.
takes a bonus action.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to
So-
not move to do it.
I'd either get 1 attack or I'd get 2. I'd get 1 attack with sneak attack because of advantage, or 2. But in a situation like this, yeah, it would have been perfect.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
But,
not till
but yeah,
next level.
unfortunately, it's 3. Yep. So that will end my turn.
Abel Gherkin, okay. Your dream, before we roll into everything else, everyone basically dreamed of the events that led to the crafting of the house, the darkness that created it. Come on, Nightmare page, open. Sazid dreamt of a warlord in a skull-shaped helmet cackling at wicked soldiers brick a captive into a stone wall. And Eclipse and Heathcliff dreamt of Mara forcing the tired soldiers to march on and howling in frustration at her units that are failing to go forward. Eclipse also dreamt of seeing the aftermath of Mara winning the fight with Dranzorg. And then Mara going into the house and attacking the aristocrats and nobles that had sided with Dranzorg, and she attacked them all, and he had to watch in his dream as they shrieked as Mara herself began bricking the nobles into the walls. But your dream, you actually dreamt of Mara defeating Dranzorg before going through this, going on the murderous rampage in the castle. And you actually specifically dream of this yowling frustration that she has as she howls into the night before charging into the castle. And you dreamt of this crimson longsword that is just drenched in the blood of her enemies, and specifically in the blood of Dranzorg. And in particular, you dreamt of how this sword, you could swear that even as she swung it, the sword was calling your name in the reverberations of sound of it whipping through the air.
Okay.
So that was what you dreamt. Now, everybody woke up, they noticed Irina was missing. They found Irina, no big deal. But your character has still been in here playing guard. During this time, you heard some loud banging noises, and then you heard a voice boom through the house calling for Mara, blaming her for him being trapped there, and it sounded like he was seeking Mara. Shortly thereafter, and we'll go ahead and move your character right here, because you're equidistant between each of those doors. Shortly thereafter, you began hearing the sounds of combat as your party is now fighting things down to the south of you. It's your turn. What do you do? And out of game context, just so you know, at least our one player is unconscious. So if you can get to him and use your bonus action to lay on hands, would be great. But it's up to you.
That it was already stated that they're using their soliloquy to ask for my help to do such.
When you get there, yeah.
To do that, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run to here. Use my bonus action for...
Whoa, how much movement is that? 15,
I didn't...
20, 25, 30. That would be 35 feet. 5, 10,
I was going to
15,
say it was
20, 25 feet if you go through the door and come past Eclipse.
Only 25 feet, so I have 5 more feet of movement then.
Yep.
Cool. So I will use my lay on hands for Sazid. Trying to find it.
You don't have to use all of it at once.
I will use. I'll use one for right now.
Just 1 point, enough to make him conscious?
Yeah. I do more, but I don't have any more spell slots for
That's
cure
fine.
wounds.
Alright, I applied his 1 point. He's now back to conscious, but on the ground prone. You still have an action and 5 feet of movement.
I am going to do my line breath weapon on the two in front of me. The teeny weeny and the pleasantly teeny weeny and the fat one.
Obscenely bulging. The fat head.
That one. Yeah, that one. So that I click cast, not attack, correct?
How is it listed? Let me see. Race.
Cast or attack?
Yeah, you have... Oh, it's a save. So, yeah, you actually just click and drag that save and drop it on each one of them. Pleasantly failed.
That one didn't apply to him. Now let's try it again. There we go.
Also failed. Nice.
Damage for both.
And I roll the damage on each of them separately?
Yes. Though I think if you auto-target them, you could just drop the thing and it'll auto be fine.
I'll just do it to each of them separately.
Okay. 7 points of damage to Pleasantly Teeny Weeny. This line of acid cuts through it, splattering across it. So you know, description of the creature, because you weren't here, it's a flying head.
Okay.
It's a ghostly flying head. Would you like me to reshare the picture of it?
Please. Same roll for both of them.
Nice. Reshared. And yes, that is a headless horseman in the picture, but it's the flying heads around him.
Okay. Gotcha. And that will be my turn. Wait, no, it's not.
Okay.
Trying to figure out. There, it's kind of obscuring him, but I think that's
the square. Okay.
So now Sazid has advantage on Pleasantly Teeny Weeny.
Excellent. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Alright, Sazid.
Fortunately, standing up gives 2 attacks of opportunity.
No, it doesn't. Standing up does not provoke an attack of opportunity. It does cost half your movement, though.
I wasn't planning on moving anywhere anyway, so to start, I'll obviously stand up.
Okay.
And then I will use my second wind. Remember how to do it. I put the box next to it.
And I had it on and went to a different combat song.
So second wind. How do I do that again? Bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level. So do I just roll a d10 and then add my fighter level?
There should be a d10 from that. Does it have a little magnifying glass?
No.
Let me see. Abilities. You're trying to do your second wind? Yeah, there isn't one to drag on there, but if you look at your actions tab, there is a second wind on your actions tab that is rollable. 1d10 plus 2.
There we go.
Yeah. Ooh, a whole 5.
I found it. Hey, it's better than being at 1 hit point.
It's true.
Yep. And then...
Unless you take 6 damage, in which case then 1 hit point would have been better.
Yeah, 1 hit point wouldn't have made a difference there.
True. which these things are hitting pretty hard. So that was kind of a waste, but that low roll. But I will attempt to stab Pleasantly Teeny Weeny with my rapier.
To the eye socket.
You successfully
18.
hit. In the meantime, I need to look at.
Oh wait, that's not my rapier.
You also had advantage on that roll.
Oh yeah, I did. You want me to re-roll it?
If you want, just remember you risk the chance of missing if you roll again. But you also have the chance of going for a crit.
Nah, I don't. If I
take what you got.
had inspiration to take it again, I wouldn't. But no, I'll take what I got. And for damage, we have 8.
8 points of damage done to. Is this Pleasantly Teeny Weeny?
Yes.
You know, one thing I wish there was
What's that?
for your health, like a log of who hit you and for how much.
That would be great. And it might be in the combat log. It might be in the log for gameplay. I just don't know how to find it because you'd have to manually scrub for it.
Yeah, you'd have to just go back and look through and see who hit you for what.
Yep. All right. You drove your weapon into that one, skewering it, and it splattered, guts everywhere. It is down.
Second
else,
thing, use
Zed?
my bonus action. Action surge. Does action surge use my bonus action as well?
No.
Yes. So I will action surge and attempt to spin around and stab at the one behind me.
Blameworthy, not the
vicious.
obscenely bulging one.
Actually, no. We'll go for the one that's already injured.
Yeah, bulging's already injured. Plus, if you move south 1 square, you give somebody else the chance to run in and get combat advantage on that one, but it's up to you.
I will. Yeah, I'll go for bulging,
Okay.
and then I can still move after that. So we'll swing with my rapier.
Hit.
22 to hit. For 4 damage.
And I marked off your action surge. Woohoo! 4 whole damage.
Should have rolled it on the creature. My bad.
Yeah, try to remember to roll on the creature for damage. You don't have to do it for attack rolls, because I like letting you know whether or not you hit. But if you do roll the damage on there, it'll manually calculate things like knocking it unconscious and stuff like that.
And then I'll move down 1 square to allow others advantage. Pass turn.
Alright. That makes it Bulging's turn.
Probably gonna knock me out again.
Bulging is actually going to move north 1 square. Before trying to bite, you guys are both there, and Abel just fucked him up. Is the first one to hit him. You swung, so I'm going to roll to see which one of you it goes after. Abel, you're 1-2. Sazid, you're 3-4. And it is a 2. Abel, it's going after you.
Alrighty.
For a 5 to hit.
That's a miss.
I bet. We come to the vicious, blameworthy one that lets out a yowl. Still like barking mad, gnashing. There's like foam coming out of its mouth. As it isn't going to let me do anything. Okay, I can move that one. There we go. It wasn't letting me grab the vicious, blameworthy one to move it. But we're good now. And this one is going after you, Zed, for a 7 to hit.
That's a miss.
They hit hard, but they don't hit often.
That's good.
Irina steps in the room, to squeeze that way. Provokes an attack of opportunity from the vicious blameworthy.
This is why I need a shield.
Ooh, Irina got hit.
This is why I need how much of a servant so I can wear him as a hat.
Woof! 18 with 18 damage, Irina just took almost her entire life in one bite as this thing takes a full-on chunk out of her sword arm. Alright, Irina is taking a swing at Obscenely Bulging with advantage because of Z. For a hit, she rolled 2 16s for the record on her advantage. Splattering that one. Eclipse, your turn.
No. I will go ahead. Good luck, I got me here. I'll try it. There. I'll squeeze by Heathcliff.
Okay.
And then use another arrow.
Whoop. I think you're going to be at disadvantage to use it from right there. I need to read how your ability is worded, but ranged attacks in melee range have disadvantage normally. Just so you are aware. Starry form. Spell attack, yep. So that would be at disadvantage to shoot it from here.
Oh, fantastic. I have no spells still, so I can't cast anything close range.
Just roll 2 20s.
That reminds me. For a 9, that is a miss. Eclipse, can you do me a favor and roll me a d6 plus 1? So 4.
So 4.
Your wand currently has 4 charges. It
I thought the one.
It recovers every day at dawn, not during a rest. It has nothing to do with your guys' rest status.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll use 2 of those charges. But no, I'll just use 1.
Wouldn't that still be a ranged attack, though?
Yeah, but Magic Missile can't miss. There is no attack roll for it.
No, I'll do 2 of them.
Alright, with 2 charges, that's 4d4 plus 2. Or plus 1, I mean, 4d4 plus 1 apiece.
Oh, it's 4d4. Not. Oh, okay, I see. Then I'll just
Yeah, the first
2.
charge nets you 3, the second charge nets you 1 more.
Alright, I'll just do the 1 charge then. Oh, and I should have wrote that on the thing.
That's alright, I'll go ahead and add it. 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. These things strike it like pock marks. It has mosquito bite bumps sort of appear on its face from the damage, but it definitely damaged it. It is swelling and bruised. Anything else, Eclipse?
Nope, that will be it for me.
Heathcliff.
Can I squeeze just north of this guy?
Yes, you can squeeze north of him, you can squeeze east of him, but that corner that's like kitty corner east, south, that cannot be entered.
This one right here?
Yeah, that one cannot be entered.
Okay.
But the top ones,
No, I
they're
wanted
big enough,
to-
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I wanted the advantage. Well, plus Irene had snuck past over here, which is why I was thinking it was okay.
Yeah.
I wanted the advantage.
Yep. Yeah, I'll allow it.
So I'm gonna attack the vicious, I forgot his name, blameworthy demeanor
22,
for
that's a hit.
22.
Add your sneak attack.
Well, I'm working on it. Bye. And nice.
Stab! It drips off the end of your sword. A pile of goo on the floor in front of you.
Yeah, I see that from my side, kind of like you when you puncture a pot, like a ceramic vase, how it kind of pops apart from where you puncture it. That's kind of what I picture for that one.
I accept it. Good description. Go ahead and have an inspiration point.
Well, thank you. So since I still have a little bit before we revert back to
Roleplay speed?
RP, yeah, I want to come over here and just see if I notice anything immediately in the tower that would continue the combat, essentially.
Well, first off, you hear, "No!" Flap! And laying in front of you, right here on the ground, is an ephemeral, ethereal, spectral image of a man. Barely visible. And he just kind of looks at you before vanishing. And then you hear the scream again. No! Otherwise, wind moans through the open interior of this ancient tower attached to the manor, and stairs curve from the floor to circle the dark granite walls and vanish into a chamber high above.
Okay. When I hear him screaming no again, I'm gonna dart forward and put my offhand short sword point up where I saw him land.
He lands around it, but it doesn't affect him. You realize quickly that this is imagery, not actually a person.
Good to know. And that'll end my turn.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and have everybody roll a whole brand new initiative.
Yeah, I'm last.
I keep doing it wrong.
Oh, nope. Eclipse is last.
You had to jinx.
Yeah, it was because you said something that happened.
I figured I would have been last with it too. Okay.
Eclipse will remember
Whenever
this.
it shares, if it pops up, there we go.
Oh my
I hate
gosh.
that it auto told you what this creature was called when it popped up. It shouldn't have.
I didn't look at it, so I don't know what it's called.
And I don't know what you're talking.
It doesn't look like it
This
has
thing
any
with no
bones, though.
bones. I don't know what it's called.
The two of these creatures of mounding flesh with humanoid faces slink out from the shadows from beneath the stairs. So, to describe this creature appropriately, you know how in D&D the dungeons will have like wandering skeletons? You always gotta wonder what happened to the wandering skeleton's flesh. That's what's in front of you.
I picture like that episode of Family Guy where Peter wishes to have no bones from a genie. He's just like a human stud bag, basically.
Whoops. There we go.
And I'm sorry, Eclipse. I didn't know that we were jumping right back into combat. I figured we were flipping back to RP.
Don't apologize.
I mean, I'm the one that's about to get smacked in the face.
Yeah, unfortunately, you made the mistake of entering that room.
It was me last time.
I had to try it. I had to try it.
Do you let anyone know these creatures appeared?
Oh, yeah.
How does that go?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, what the fuck, oh god, oh god, oh god.
It's a solid panic moment.
Remember the Disney Three Musketeers movie with Charlie Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland and whatnot? I always just I'm picturing Oliver Platt running around the corner and whoa, ugly.
Solid. I respect that. Alright, it being Irina's turn, because you hollered out, Irina is just going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And, ooh, maybe she is not going to try to place herself in between you and them. Her hit points are pretty dang low. She's going to move here and instead draw her bow. She's got a bow, right? I think she's got a bow. She does! Which is good, because she doesn't want to get in close to these things. As she rounds the corner, one of them just begins sort of sniggering in its direction. As Tiger Paladin put up one of them is looking directly at Druzzl and goes, "Moisturize me, moisturize me." The one in the north that is sniggering, however, she fires her longbow. It's a successful hit. Not for very much damage, unfortunately. But I'll take it. 5 damage is still 5 damage.
I feel you need to change 13 to drying out.
Right, just rename it really quick to...
Yep. Yep.
Drying flesh. Boom, there we go. It's updated in the thing. But she passes turn. Abel. She fires the bow and goes, "What is that?" And she kind of like glances back in the room so that she lets everybody know that she just attacked something.
I will come in. And then can I squeeze right there?
I mean, you can, yes, you can get right there. That's technically under the stairs a little bit, but yes.
Okay. Come on.
And I'm going to go ahead and qualify that it does actually count as squeezing for you to enter that square because you're so big.
Fair enough. And I'm going to use my breath weapon again.
How many uses do you have of that?
I think it's unlimited.
After you use your breath weapon, you cannot use it again until you complete a short or a long rest.
Alright, never mind. I don't have any ranged weapons. I'm gonna stay there, and I guess that's my turn.
You're not going to move forward into melee and attack?
Not yet.
Okay, do you still have an action, so do you like ready your action?
Yeah, if it moves forward, or if it moves within range, I'll attack it then, but I'm not getting close to it voluntarily.
So you have one of your melee weapons drawn. Can I ask which one?
Yeah. The longsword.
Longsword's drawn? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're done with your turn? Do you want me to pass it for you?
Please do.
Sazid.
So first things first. Can I fly? Can I get around Arena? Either above.
You can go
or
through
around?
her square, yeah.
Well, I was gonna fly up like 10 feet.
There's not really a
what-
pass-through above her head at that height. Once you get in there, you can be that height, because this goes up, it's a full tower.
Alright, so I'll move down here in front of Irina.
You hear the same, no! And you watch the spectral image of a body land in the same square that Druzzl is in, and then the body disappears. And it starts over. No!
Can't you
This
say
must be
something
legal.
else?
And if I can remember how to make myself fly up, control, that's right.
Alt.
Oh wait,
Control.
control makes my ping tone bigger.
Yep. Alt and scrolling controls your height.
15 feet.
You actually realize once you get about 15 feet up that the wind of the thing falling past you makes it difficult to fly any higher than that.
Okay. That changes my plans for after this fight then. And I'll draw my bow, which means I have to drop my rapier, because I forgot to say I put it away before I started moving. But that's fine. And then attempt to shoot at. If I attempt to shoot at the drying flesh, it'd be with disadvantage because Heathcliff, right?
No, because of your height.
And it's not
Alright,
disadvantage, it's -2.
Also true.
Yes. I'll go for drying flesh with my long bow. $15 to hit.
That is a hit.
And roll the damage on the feature. For 5 points of damage. And then I'll pass turn to Heathcliff.
I'm still standing. I'm betting it's because they haven't gotten to go yet.
That is accurate.
Sorry, I was dealing with water, so I've been just listening. I was getting new water. I am gonna step over here. And can't do that yet. And double smack the drying flesh.
Okay.
For an 8.
That's going to be a miss.
And a 16.
That's going to be a hit.
For 2 damage.
Woohoo! Anything else, sir?
That'll end my turn.
All right. On to hesitant snigger.
We may not be hitting very hard, but at least we're making contact.
It approaches Abel. Do you use your reaction to trigger your trigger?
I do.
Yeah. And that just counts as a basic critical, nothing fancy.
There's damage. And you want me to roll the damage directly on him?
Yep.
It didn't.
It didn't auto crit for you.
No, so I'll roll another damage to it. Another one.
If you do, it'll add the stat. So what I'm gonna do is instead undo last damage, and then Druzzl, control click while dropping dice. Auto crits.
Control. Just hold control while you're dropping the dice.
Okay.
Okay. It didn't work.
It didn't trigger it. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add another 7 damage to it and add those 2 damages together because you got an 8 and a 7 and +1. So.
Fair enough.
What's the... What were you rolling there, Heathcliff?
Test. That was a test.
Ah.
That's why I just threw it in the chat box.
Gotcha. Hesitant Snigger is pretty torn up. You have skewered straight through its wraps of flesh to the point where it almost no longer looks like anything resembling a body. But it takes that flesh and extends it wide and tries to wrap it around you. Can I get an athletics or acrobatics? Oh, hold on. Oh, no, I just make its attacks, and if it's both attacks succeed, then it just automatically gets its grapple. So, yeah, it requires both attacks to succeed. First one. 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 6 points of damage.
Alright.
As one mound of flesh wraps itself around part of your body. Second attack. 20 to hit.
That's also a hit.
For 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And you are grappled by this creature as its flesh wraps around your arms and your legs and your limbs. You are blinded and unable to breathe as it engulfs you. Making sure there's nothing else I need to know about this.
I forgot to do something when I attacked.
What'd you forget to do?
My Divine Smite.
You don't have any spell slots left.
It's a paladin effect, not a spell slot.
1 sec. Yeah, it spends a spell slot.
Oh, there it goes, yeah. That's weird that it's under there, but it's not, it's not count. Yeah, it's weird how it's labeled.
Yeah. Drying flesh. Moisturize me, it cries as it lunges at you, Heathcliff.
Excellent.
For a 10 to hit.
Misses.
Well, we don't have to worry about you being grappled, so that's nice. An 18 to hit.
That hits.
For 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Which brings us to Eclipse's turn. Eclipse, you hear all these sounds of squelching combat from the other room. Also, with your perception being what it is, and you being where you are, from the other side of the house, very north, you hear, Mara! I will find you!
Oh, well, that's probably not good. I'm assuming that something is looking for the kids.
Well, is looking for Mara.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go help them with this first. So we can go.
And your perception was high enough to know that, like, it's whatever made that bellowing scream looking for Mara is probably whatever moved to the north and closed the door that Druzzl noticed, that Heathcliff noticed.
Yeah. I can travel through squares, right? That someone's in.
Yes. As long as
Okay,
it's an
so-
ally, yes.
15, 20. And the creature directly to my north has Abel in its clutches.
Yeah, Abel's almost entirely engulfed by it.
So if I fire one of my arrows at it, will
It'll hit it,
Abel?
not Abel.
Okay. So I will aim at not Abel.
Aim it, not Abel. Got it.
And I will go ahead and we are yes.
That's a big ol' hit.
Yeah. Damage to you.
That is enough to splatter it off of Abel. So Abel, this thing is engulfing your face. It's starting to cover your eyes when this blinding flash of light nails it, and you feel this thing melt like putty or jello, just like slink off of you to the floor at the feet in front of you. And you see standing across the room from you, Eclipse, with his hands on either side of his amulet, which is also a star map. And
Well, the star map is a different.
oh, is the amulet just your channeling focus?
Yeah, the star map is the thing that lets me use the.
Gotcha. So the flash of light that you see, Abel, as this thing melts away and the light recedes, you see the light sort of retracting back to Eclipse, is the long and short of it.
I look him dead in the eye and say, "I've been slimed."
Did you really just Ghostbusters this?
I really just did.
Go ahead and have an inspiration.
Let's see. I will use my next action to use. Let's see. I now have 3 charges of my magic missile left, so I'll use one more on the other creature.
On the drying
Good.
flesh.
Yes. So that's 3 of them, correct?
Yes, 3 of them. 1 charge is 3.
2, 3.
Between each strike, you brought it to the heavily wounded condition. It is not happy. So that is your bonus action, your action, and your move. Do you want to do anything else? We pass in turn.
I will go and pass turn.
Which you were at the bottom, right? Brings it to Irina. Irina levels her bow at the drying flesh. Hits. For max damage. I'll take a max damage roll. Ha 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 ha. But not enough to kill it. Abel. You have 1 laying at your feet in front of you, 1 facing off against Heathcliff. The one facing off against Heathcliff is just it looks like a ditto that has been blown apart. Like its limbs are all splattered out, but it's still alive and flailing and going after him. Whereas the one at your feet is just kind of a puddle.
And it has a snigger. If I move away, it does not get an attack of opportunity, correct?
It's currently unconscious, so no, it does not get an attack of opportunity. If you're staying under the stairs, each one of those squares counts as 2 squares of movement for you.
That's fine.
As per the squeezing.
That is fine.
Okay.
That gives me advantage on drying flesh.
Yep. For a crit. That's just a classic crit.
And did we ever figure out how to do crit damage then?
It should just automatically work.
It should automatically work. I don't know why it didn't before. Maybe because you didn't have it targeted?
Maybe. But I dropped it directly on him last time.
Yeah, I don't know. Try it. The point is, more importantly, how do you want to do this? Because regardless of how much damage you roll, yeah, 1 point of damage is enough to kill it. So,
Oh, okay.
how do you want to drop it?
Just an overhead strike right down the middle.
You just come and split it in twain?
Yes.
Works for me. As you drop another one of these creatures.
And just because I can, I want to see what the extra damage would have been. Oh, 2 extra.
Woohoo. Gotta move Sazid's character for a second. I gotta look at this tower, the encounter, and these creatures, because I'm curious of what experience they would have given. Okay. I'm keeping track of experience now.
As a background thing.
As a background thing, yeah. So, alright, let me end our combat music. Right as that song came to an end. Perfect.
You realize that's 2 crits in a row, right?
Yeah, you did great there, buddy. I'm impressed. It was super helpful. You all hear from the northern end of the house. I'm coming to find you! Mara! Mara! And above you, you hear, no! As the Leaper is once again falling to its doom, over and over and over again. Combat has come to an end in here. That's 2 combats immediately right in a row, and most of the party is looking worse for wear. So Irina straight up says to the party, I don't know about you guys, as she's clutching a wound in her chest and her shoulder. She says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like maybe going after whatever that is right away is probably not our best bet.
Agreed.
She's kind of leaving it up to you guys. She's just stating, like...
I'm pretty beat.
Do you guys want to go back to the parlor and catch your breath? Do you want to go after
Where
the
do
Leaper
you
since
hide
you're
in-
already here? Or do you want to go after the voice?
Well, from my point of view, even if we take another rest, I'm out of hit dice, so.
Yeah, we would need to try to take the long rest, which I have a feeling the house isn't going to let us do again.
It's barely morning in the house.
I'm
The
just trying to
sun
stop
has
what you
literally
think.
just come up. Like it's dawn right now. So I'm thinking 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
I literally asked, where do you hide in a haunted house?
You already know that the parlor has been cleansed, that it's the safest spot in the house. The place where you guys have been camping.
We should head back there and rest.
Heathcliff and Eclipse aren't weighing in.
We can try.
I concur.
You guys want to? You all concur
Is
to
it
try and get more
possible
rest?
To take,
Is it possible to what?
I'm asking a question. Is it possible to take a long rest and have somebody stand guard so the others can take the rest?
That's not what kept you guys from being able to rest last time. It was nightmares. So, As far as asking, is it possible? Sure, it's absolutely possible to try and take a long rest. Regardless of how you try to take it, it is possible to try and take a long rest. I use rolls to determine whether or not you guys are successful. But if the party is in agreement of trying to rest, I want to start there. So is the party in agreement on that? Sounded like everybody was. Abel, are you on board with trying to rest? Okay.
Yes.
Then I'm going to go ahead and move everybody's tokens back to that room.
Yes.
Oops.
How long have we been fighting?
Total? Less than 10 minutes?
No, since the hour of short rest. So we've been up for only 10 minutes?
Yeah, you guys have not been up for very long. Like, you guys came out of the room.
Yes, I say we go back to sleep.
How long have you been up total? You guys explored that other room first and everything, so I'd say like half an hour. You got to think, those two combats each took less than a minute.
So theoretically, if we can get 6 more hours of sleep and another hour and a half of rest, we got a long rest.
That's the theory, but that theory is still based on a
knowledge. Sorry, another 5 more hours of sleep.
That knowledge is still based on a knowledge of the mechanics of the game,
That's
which
true.
makes it metagame knowledge. You have no idea whether or not you can rest or how much longer you're going to get. What matters is what I was about to say, and that is you guys all level up. And because you level up, I am applying a long rest. I am going to take the stream to our Be Right Back soon while we help everybody level up. And when we come back, we'll see our characters having achieved their cinematic long rest. And hopefully, that will be enough to prepare them for the rest of the dangers in the house, because they are now very keenly aware that long rests are going to be hard to come by inside of the awakened House of Lament. So stick around, viewers. Please feel free to click that follow and subscribe button. Otherwise, go grab you a drink of water, stretch your legs, do what we're going to do. And we will be right back. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the rest of our stream. From our rest, our characters had just moved into... Let me double check and make sure the Discord can hear me. Hi, yay, cool, the stream can. We had just moved back to the parlor to gain a bit of respite from the Boneless, these dangerous creatures that had attacked us, as well as the gnashing death's heads, which are just flying heads, and they're kind of terrifying in their own right. During our moment of respite, Irina spent time with Eclipse. Eclipse had taken a notice of the spirit of the house, not just in a druidic fashion, but in a more priestly fashion. Irina, being a nun, was able to talk to him through some of these thought processes over ghosts. In the corner, we had Sazid, who basically just spent the majority of the time meditating and focusing on newfound power. Heathcliff, you were just, sharpening your knives and realized you could create an illusory one? Like,
Kind of.
I kind of feel like that's how yours spawned. I could see that just sort of happening that way. Abel, your dreams kept rushing to you about this sword that was calling your name. And in one of these mental images, you thought to yourself, what happens if I just reach out and take it? And when you did, you felt this energy wash over you that led to your new multi-class that you picked up. And Irina is also meditating. In fact, Irina is talking with Eclipse that whole time, so her meditations are pretty straightforward. She's like talking while with her offhand, like that's behind her, that's like she's not paying any attention to it. You guys see her just manifesting these purplish wisps of energy over and over and over again while talking to Eclipse. Now, during this time, this booming voice continues around the house, searching. You hear the clings and clangs of objects being thrown and doors being slammed open and closed. And this, Mara! Mara! I will find you! You trapped me! You even hear it at one point, just outside of the door that our dear pal Abel is at. And it's, the booming actually makes the door shake. You're able to see the shadow of feet walking past the bottom beneath the door. And it stops there for a moment, and when it does, Irina is even like she puts her finger to her mouth, like, be quiet. And after a moment, the feet pass on, the booming passes on. You hear it move towards the southern corner of the house where the music room is. And then eventually you hear it back on the other side, back in the tower, where you're pretty sure it all started from, before it goes silent. So that is where we are picking back up. If I can get initiatives from everybody to determine roleplay order. All right. Sazid, at the top of roleplay, you're feeling refreshed from your meditation. You know that this person hunting Mara is moved to the other end of the house. You also know that the party is quote-unquote working for Mara, which, from your dreams, everybody has seen that Mara's vicious in her own right, but between her and Dranzorg, it's like the lesser of two evils. What do you do? And don't forget, everybody, Ez is still sitting here totally willing to try to hold another seance, but she's already told everybody that really she thinks all Mara's going to say is evict the Leaper, and from her at least, she doesn't know if you'll get anything else. As for Garland, there's still a chance you may get something. And then you guys have not tried talking to Theodora specifically since the very first seance. And since then, you guys have found the ghosts of her children, the spirits of her children in these dolls. So, that's the information you have in front of you, Sazid. Do you talk to the party about moving forward? Do you talk to Ez about the seance? Do you just leave the room and go on an adventure of your own? What do you do? Are you there, Suzy?
Didn't realize I was muted. My bad. Is the mother's body still in the corner of this room?
Yes.
Yep. Right next to me.
Right next to Heathcliff in that very corner.
So maybe we should try to talk to Theodora, considering she's right there.
Do you suggest that to the party?
Yes.
All right, party, weigh in.
Without doing another seance, does anybody have the ability to talk to her?
Like, are you asking, does anybody have the spell Speak with Dead?
Yeah. In a roleplay perspective. Because I don't know what it's called. Oh. Another thing that I do while I'm talking, why not, is I need to roll a d6.
Pourquoi?
Nice. So it lasts for 6 hours. For Psychic Whispers, I can put it on myself and 2 others. So I'm part of the network. Hey, okay, good. Let's make Abel part, and let's make Eclipse part.
And for the audience, since he's not explaining it,
I was getting there. So, Psychic Whispers is one of my new abilities. It allows me to create a psychic network with other people equal to my proficiency modifier. I can do it once per day or spend a psionic energy die. And it lasts for however much the die rolled. In this case, 6 hours. So for the next 6 hours, Eclipse, Heathcliff, and Abel are able to communicate telepathically in addition to speaking, within a range of a mile.
Nice. All right. So you weigh in on the idea of a seance by asking if anyone can cast Speak with Dead effectively. Eclipse and
yeah.
Abel, do you guys have a weigh-in on his question or Sazid's question of the seance?
I cannot speak with the dead, but I will do my best to protect the group or the party. I will do my best to protect my companions to the best of my ability, no matter what we decide.
Okay. Eclipse.
Yeah, because I don't have anything to talk with the dead either.
Yeah, I figured Abel would be the one,
Yeah. So
but I didn't know what level it was either.
I think Speak with Dead's a first or second level spell, but either way, the Hexblade and the Cleric both have a shot of learning it, but neither one of them know it yet. So to answer your question, Heathcliff, they both say no. So the seance seems to be your only way. What do you say in response to their answer to your question?
Well, so we could hold a seance and try to speak with Theodora, or we could go deal with Leaper and then have a seance and try to speak with both Theodora and Mara.
Also, you wanted to take
Whoever's-
Theodora outside of the house and bury her, so do you want to do that before or after you try to talk to her? Because Sazid is saying, since we've got her body here, we might have a higher chance of communicating with her.
That's fair, and I was thinking after we buried her that her spirit might be at rest and unable to be contacted, so preferably before we bury her.
Any weigh-ins on what you guys want to do, guys?
We should. I think we should do the Leaper, then hold the seance.
Same.
That's 2 votes for Leaper first.
That's where I was leaning, but I would have gone either way. Or I would have been okay with either way.
So
So it's
Sazid,
technically
This way.
3 votes for Leaper.
So Sazid, your party thinks Leaper first. What do you do?
Follow suit.
Okay. Are you going to leave the room and go for Leaper?
Oh, it is still my turn, isn't it?
Yeah, technically everybody
Our-
talked, so I'm leaving it at the top of the initiative counter so that you can decide what you're doing before I pass it on to Eclipse.
Yep, I'll take the lead and head for Leaper. We'll go
40
Okay,
feet would
move my
get you
check in.
just outside of that door to the south.
Go,
Right.
Gadget Jumper.
Are you going to wait there?
Oh, this door, you mean? Down here.
No. I'm at 40 feet will put you right there. Ah.
Yeah,
As you bouncing
we'll
all
wait
over
there.
the room.
I have no idea. I didn't touch it. Yeah, we'll move down by this door where you had me.
And you're not going to step in the room this time?
No, not alone this time.
Eclipse. Everybody seems to have decided they're going after the Leaper first, and Sazid starts making his way that way. What do you do?
Okay, so
And 30 feet would get you just outside of Heathcliff's door.
yeah. I will go ahead and do that.
No double move to enter the southern section?
I won't. Yeah, but I won't be able to use an action, will I?
No.
I'll go ahead and stick here, and I'll use my Vigilance Blessing on. I'll use it on myself.
Okay.
And then that will be it for me.
Irina. Goes out the southern door of the parlor. She's got her bow drawn. You can tell she's nervous about re-entering that room. Heathcliff.
Yeah, I'd be feeling pretty cocky with myself having those side blades, so I'd probably just walk straight in.
Alright, it looks like 20 feet, I think, would get you right in front of Sazid.
That was 25.
No, you can do
Because
it
I
20.
can't. Yeah, but I can't really cut right here.
Yeah, you can.
Alright.
Simply because it's an ally in the door, you can cut it. And you were on the line.
So I'd go there. That's 30. I was also using the line as the wall in that instance, which is why I didn't count it, but that's okay.
Boy, on my screen, you just keep walking back and forth in a circle.
Right? Same here.
I've stopped. I have definitely stopped.
20, 25, 30. And you stop there.
35.
Yes.
You hear sounds in that corridor beneath the stairs. A squelching sound, more than one squelching sound, and of wet flesh. And you hear just a low sort of groaning.
Okay. Since I don't want to give myself away just yet, I would let Eclipse and Abel know that it sounds like those flesh creatures are back and there's some weird growling around the corner. Please let Irina and Sazid know when you pass.
Because Irina is not part of the psychic network and neither is Sazid.
Neither is Sazid, yep.
Okay, and then do you pass turn?
That would pass turn, yep.
Abel, you hear a psychic ringing in your head as your whole party moves off to another room that says that it thinks the boneless are back, as well as something else beneath the stairs. They tell you to let Sazid and Irina know as you enter the room. What do you do?
Can I break one of the chairs and use the seat as a makeshift shield?
No, unfortunately. The chairs are too old and decrepit.
Well, that sucks. Then I'm just gonna start heading that direction.
Okay. Move. What do you do? I need to move your token?
I'm working on it. Fine.
And you can go through that southern door to the parlor.
I don't want to. 30.
20, 25, 30 would put you there, yeah. Do you say anything to Sazid and Irina about what you were told?
I repeat what Heathcliff told us. It is Heathcliff who told us, right? Yeah.
Yes. Role play it so that I know how you're telling them.
Heathcliff's. So I walk by or squeeze by him. Heathcliff said the monsters are back.
So you just mention it in passing to Eclipse? Because Eclipse has already heard it. Eclipse is part of the psychic network that you are.
That's Eclipse.
Sazid and Irina
sorry,
are the
I got
ones to
the-
the south of you.
No, I wouldn't say anything until I got closer to him, because I'm not going to be yelling it.
That's why I
Unless
wanted you to
they can
roleplay
hear-
it, so thank you.
Unless they can hear me from where they're at from normal tone of voice.
They can hear you from normal tone of voice, but not really if you, like, whispered. Irina couldn't hear you at all if you whispered, and Sazid would have to make a perception check to hear you.
In a normal tone of voice. Excuse me, in a normal tone of voice, I would say, Heathcliff said that the gooey monsters are back.
Okay. Irina just sort of nods. Sazid?
I will draw my bow. Oh wait, I can't do that. It's not my turn. But yeah, I'll just agree. Be like, all right. Prepare
Oh,
for a
I can
fight.
double move.
You can double move if you would like. So 5, 10, 15.
Hang on.
So that's 20 feet to get there. 25.
Right there. That's where I want to go.
Cool. You go walking past Sazid and Irina. You tell them that what Heathcliff said. But the moment you crossed line of sight with the door, I need everybody to roll initiative.
And decent initiative this time.
And don't forget to roll your bonus and let me know what it is so that I can add it, Eclipse. Or how does your Vigilant Blessing work? Just with advantage?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so first I need to add this all to the character, to the tracker. Which should be visible to everybody now. Excellent. And aside from the boneless, the other being in the room looks like this.
Hey, that looks familiar.
And the moment you cross in the line of sight, Abel, that one looks up and says, Mara! Your servants come to me. I will take them.
I psychically say gulp.
All right, and I do believe he goes first. Good to know. I did not realize his attacks are only his fists, but now I know. Alright. Movement speed of 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This thing just comes running out of the room at you, Abel. And you hear him say, I told you to ask for me. You didn't. And it reels back and swings its fist at you. for a 17 to hit.
That's a hit. Like, half my protection abilities require me to have a shield. That's why I wanted to use the chair.
Gotcha. Unfortunate.
On that.
Seven points of damage as this thing punches you square in the jaw. And then it reels back to swing again. For the old 1-2. 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
Okay. Missed its turn. Abel, your turn, and this thing just punched you square in the jaw. And not just for a little bit of damage, like its punch did a fair amount.
Gonna cast Booming Blade.
Okay, which is a cantrip, yep. So, cool.
And then attack with my longsword.
Just out of curiosity. Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. I need to look at Abel. Thank you. Booming Blade. For the audience, you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack's normal effects and then becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If it willingly moves 5 feet or more before then, the target takes a bonus D8 thunder damage.
Oh, no good.
But unfortunately,
I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll that.
I'll allow it.
Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, 20 hits. So feel free to drop your damage directly on him.
Why did it...
Because it gave you
Oh.
the effect of the thunder damage, which it shouldn't have. So undoing last damage. Don't worry about triggering Booming Blade on it before you roll, because that's only going to matter
At 5th level.
and or if he moves before then. Yeah. Three points of damage. Your sword clangs against his shoulder, we'll say. Alright, anything else? Do you want a Divine Smite?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. I have spell slots again.
Yeah. I would personally burn my Pact Magic slot on that, but that's me.
What I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't really... I just have to roll damage separately now. Because it didn't do it.
You could just click and drag the Divine Smite damage.
I don't have a damage button, I just have the effect.
Oh, okay. I see. That's alright. What we'll do, because you did so little damage anyways, I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to undo last damage to him and let you roll that damage all over again with the effect on like it's supposed to be.
Alright.
$18 points of damage as radiant light sears into him. You realize very quickly that your normal sword damage wasn't going to be enough to be a threat to him, but he looks at you and anger seems to stem through his burning eyes, and you see that radiant damage that he took from that really pissed him off.
Cool.
Anything else?
Negative.
Eclipse Cat, your turn, sir.
Okie doke. So I am gonna go ahead and 1, 2, And we'll do. Wait. Up.
And Eclipse, with your perception check, and you were close enough as you were moving into combat with this all, you see that this guy has a particular issue with the radiant damage he took.
Yeah. Let's. Let's see. I will go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt.
Oh, are you going to use it from your thing?
Yep.
Sweet. You critted with Guiding Bolt.
See, so I will just drag the damage to him, and it's automatic.
Yeah, it's automatic. It should deal 8d6 instead of 4, so...
Supposed to.
And it's radiant damage.
It only rolled 4, so I'm going to need you to roll that damage a second time. Nice. He looks at you and is pissed. You see the fire in his eyes as his jaw, like, almost unhinges as he howls at you.
See, that was one move, that was that. And...
And we'll call it his soliloquy. As he looks at you and his jaw unhinges, he lets out a howl and he says, "No! You're like Mara! Vengeance!"
Fantastic. That's the case. I am going to go ahead and I use my bonus action to use Starry Form. Archer.
Oh yeah, just go ahead and take your extra shot.
Might as well. Where is it? I have too many spells. Ah, there it is. Okay.
The important question is, did you strike home? With a 12, that is a miss.
No, sad day.
Your shot just narrowly grazes over his shoulder. Impacts on the
That's
wall.
the case. That means my turn is over.
Alright, Heathcliff.
Am I right in remembering that Guiding Bolt gives the next attack against it advantage?
I believe you are correct.
You're right. So
Then
Eclipse
your
should have
Starry
had
Form
advantage on
should have had
Starry Form.
advantage.
Oh, yeah, so did you want to re-roll that then?
This time, yeah, we need to try to remember in the future, though. I try to play that if you don't roll with advantage, it's kind of your turn moves on, then it's kind of your own mistake.
Okay.
But yes, you're absolutely
I didn't.
right.
Honestly, I completely forgot that it should have attached to Starry Archer because I was looking forward to an attack attaching to
I
my
mean, it
attack.
works out, Heathcliff. You hadn't done anything yet, so.
I know.
We'll let Eclipse roll for Starry Form. For a crit. Just a basic crit.
Eclipse, just as a test, control click him, and then roll in the chat. Roll your damage in the chat box.
So make sure you have him targeted and roll your damage in the chat box.
Instead of dropping it on him, yeah.
Oh, so control click him?
Yep. So
To target him, yeah.
Yeah, if you control click him, it'll auto-target him. Okay.
And then just drop your attack in the chat box.
The Starry Forms damage. Nope, it didn't.
Dang!
I wonder why crits aren't auto-calculating today.
So I just roll it twice, right?
Just roll another
Roll a
D8. Don't roll the
D8.
damage for that again. Which you did. So I got a -4 from that.
Oh, a regular. Oh, okay.
Because
Sorry.
it just doubles the dice, it doesn't double the stat.
Yeah.
So that's okay. He's taking 57 points of damage from you guys. Which is insane. And I totally wasn't expecting that kind of damage, so good on you.
Most of them ended up being crits.
Yeah, considering everybody who has crit twice in a row.
And then there's me on the other end of the spectrum that got a 2 and a 1 on his.
Right. Anything else from you, Eclipse? Are you done?
No, I'm all good.
Alright.
Alright, well, I'm gonna apply this to myself ahead of time. Because I have a buddy standing next to me. For sneak attack. And then I am going to roll main hand to attack this dude who's standing here in armor.
For a crit.
For a crit.
Are you freaking kidding me? Just a base crit. Nothing fancy happened.
I'm really curious. So this should be 4 dice, right?
How many sneak attack dice do you have now? It's 2d6 for your sneak attack dice, and then 1d6 for your weapon, so it should be 6d6.
It's 2d6? Oh.
Yeah, your sneak attack should have gone up by a d6 when you hit level 3.
Looks like you didn't need that advantage after all.
Which means I get to try it with control. Because my ability didn't update.
I'm double checking.
All right.
Sneak attack goes to 2d6 at this level.
Sweet. So, we're going to try it with control. I have him targeted. And we're going to drop this in the dice box. And it only rolled 3.
Yeah, it's not rolling crits for some reason.
So I need 3 more.
Are you sure it's control and not alt?
It's supposed to be control,
It's
yeah.
supposed to be control, and we shouldn't even have to click that. It should auto-roll it, so something's wrong with the auto-roller for some reason. 20...
For 11 additional damage. 12 took correctly.
And 11 more on top.
He has resistance to psychic? Whoa.
He does,
Okay.
in fact, have resistance to psychic.
Okay, so that's all halved. So that's, what, 11 total?
Well, it auto-halved the first one.
Right, so it'd be half of 11, which is an additional 5.
Yep.
Of course he has resistance to psychic. I get a magic attack that bypasses physical resistance, and it's the one thing he has resistance to that most creatures don't.
To be fair, he has bonus effects that affect him if he's hit with radiant damage, which Eclipse has been upset about being the one-trick pony, but like all of his damage is radiant if he comes against this guy, so it works out.
Yeah, I know. It's just fun. I find it funny.
But okay, anything else with your turn?
Yes, I am going to attack with my offhand,
Which is the other psychic blade?
which is the other psychic blade for a 16 to hit.
I do believe, double checking, but I do believe that's a hit. That is a hit. You can tell just from standing next to him, the dude's only wearing leather armor. Over
For
his
6 more
zombified
total
body,
damage.
Which partially resisted.
Yep, reduces to 3.
So your normal short swords would do better against
Probably would have done better. Yep.
That's unfortunate. Now you know.
Yep.
Thank God you critted to make up the difference. Anything else, Heathcliff?
Technically. No, that's it.
Okay. Sazid, it's finally your turn. You see your friends fighting off this creature that you now recognize as being the one of the booming voice that's looking for Mara.
So, draw her. If I haven't drawn a weapon already. Oh, look at him.
Are you doing like mental math over there? I was trying to figure out because all I can hear is you bumbling.
15, 20. Alright, so I'll move down to give Abel and myself advantage.
I'm gonna allow it. I had been sitting here this whole time trying to wonder how I'd react if somebody tried to, like if Heathcliff had tried to enter that opening. And technically, the pinch point there is not enough room for you to get there. But you guys are kicking ass this combat. I'm not gonna detract from that. You can go ahead and move there.
Well, and he could have partially like flown in too.
We
depending on how high
covered
that
during
arch
the
is.
last combat that the arch isn't high enough.
Ah,
You want advantage and catch up?
But you've got
Okay.
advantage, Sazid.
And I shall try to stab at him with my rapier. For
13 to hit.
Oh,
That, double checking, is a hit.
and I didn't even roll the right thing. I just rolled regular dice.
Yep, you rolled regular dice with advantage, but you didn't roll your attack roll. I'll allow it because it's still a hit.
Alright, so...
If you want to
Now I
attempt to
shall
roll
roll
it
my damage.
correctly, you can still swing for that crit or miss.
Yeah, I'll roll it correctly.
Jeez.
I haven't... Do I still get the advantage?
Yeah. Are you freaking kidding me? Your critical hit is so clean that you have combat advantage against all enemies on the battlefield until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
You can eat in your own.
please.
Alright, so now we roll damage.
The amount of crits that have occurred are starting to get on my nerves.
And it didn't roll with the crit.
Nope, so you'll roll me another D8.
I didn't do much with my crit.
You can add your psionic dice to it if you want to spend a psionic point. But you already know he resists psychic.
And I believe that has to be in open hand.
No, psionic.
I mean, which
the
I do have
psionic
no-
strike is added on to your weapon attack.
Ah,
But
I could action surge.
true, you could. But you do know you have two other guys back here behind you.
Exactly, that's why I'm not going to use my action surge. And let's see.
So you still have a bonus action.
Bonus action. I could. No, I could offhand attack with. I could use my touch of death. No, that's not action. I'd have to action surge to use touch of death. No, I don't really need to do anything else. I'd rather keep advantage, so I'll just pass turn.
Okay. Making it Irina's turn, who basically comes into the room and sees this madness. 20. Which I'm sorry, Eclipse does put her right in your line of sight. She swings her rapier. And she hits him for a whole walloping 7 damage. this sort of quizzical chortle comes out of this one as it approaches you, Sazid, and it's incredibly smelly. This creature smells like walking feces. It's rotted, fetid flesh, and you can smell it as it is approaching him.
Cool.
17 to hit.
That is a hit.
For 4 damage. Now I'm going to trigger advantage like it's supposed to have for its second attack. $14 to hit. Oh, it says it hit.
That's it.
For another 6 points of damage, and then this thing's fleshy body just begins to engulf around you, and you are grappled.
You need armor, dude.
I have leather armor, but it's not doing much. I can't fly with wearing medium or heavy armor.
15. This one slithers past the engulfed Sazid. It even slithers through the cracks of the door, and it even slithers against the wall to get past Heathcliff, to get behind you, Heathcliff. And you notice that when this thing compresses to move past, I mean, it's just flesh. So it literally lays flat against the wall to sort of slither out and fits perfectly out of that crack.
Yeah.
Sazid should get an attack of opportunity on it.
Not while he's grappled.
Oh.
Unable to breathe and unable to see.
I find sense.
22 to hit. For 6 points of damage, Heathcliff. And 7 to hit.
7 misses.
Yeah, I figured. Which means you're not grappled. Which brings us back to the top of initiative. Oh, I should have rolled that 7 with advantage. Oh well.
What was the first one to hit?
22.
Oh yeah.
Dalk. Who did he yell vengeance at? Eclipse? Correct?
Who does what?
He yelled vengeance at you, right?
Oh, that is correct, yes.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, see, I say that's my best saving throw, but it hasn't mattered for me in the past.
12. You are paralyzed. This thing is giving you that King Cobra look in the eyes sort of look over the top of Irina's head. And you are paralyzed. You want to move but can't. You actually feel fear creeping up within you as this supernatural paralysis is drifting over your body. You know that when this thing declares vengeance, it means it will hunt you for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't matter what you do to protect yourself. This thing, much as it's still hunting Mara, has now chosen to add you to the list of people it's declaring vengeance on. And so you are currently paralyzed.
But does that mean I can't move?
Yep, you cannot move.
Can I still take actions?
Let me read the specific description of the paralysis condition for you. Under the specific condition of paralysis, you are considered incapacitated. That means attack rolls automatically succeed on hitting you, and moreover, they're auto crits. The creature, you automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against you have advantage. And any attack that hits you is a critical hit. So it actually covered all of that in the rest of the description under it. It just reiterated what incapacitated means. And incapacitated is you cannot take actions or reactions.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Fantastic.
Though interestingly, if we're dealing with rules as interpreted, not rules as written, your attack is a bonus action, and this says no actions or reactions specifically.
So I'd still be able to use bonus actions.
Druzzl, weigh in for me. What do you think? Rules is written, it obviously is. Its meaning, our rules is implied. It's obviously meaning he can't use bonus actions either. But rules is written, it doesn't say that, and it specifies actions and reactions, implying that things that are not actions and reactions he can still do. Correct?
Well, it says actions, which technically a bonus action is an action. It's just not a full action.
Oh, I guess I could just search it that way. Are bonus actions considered actions?
What was the effect?
Paralyzed. He's under the paralyzed condition.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to use a bonus action either.
Huh. The only thing that I can find online is Jeremy Crawford's statement that bonus actions are not interchangeably actions.
Well, look up, does paralyzed prevent bonus actions? I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes.
Unless the bonus action's timing is specified, and anything that deprives you of your ability to take actions also prevents you from taking a bonus action. So yes, being deprived of your actions from being incapacitated deprives you also of bonus actions.
Oh, fantastic.
It's just an interesting way to word how it's written. So yeah, you are just completely paralyzed. And that is Dalk's entire turn, is using his glare on you. Abel, your turn. You see this guy death glaring Eclipse. Like, to the point of ignoring you three.
Five-foot step. Gives me advantage.
Let me see if
You
there's
have
enough room for
advantage
you
anyway.
over there. Yes, there is enough room for you over there, though being in the squares on that wall count as double squares for movement.
That's fine. 2 advantage. Attack with the longsword.
Nice.
I rolled an 18. Dropped an 18.
Nice.
Do I want to use another spell slot? Do you guys want me to do another spell slot?
I think it's the only way you're going to get radiant damage done to it this turn.
This is true. I'm asking the party.
That was Irina's answer.
Oh.
So Z,
What about everyone else?
Heathcliff, should he use his Divine Smite again?
More damage, more better.
He looks pretty weak. Maybe we save it for healing.
It's true, you burn through your spell slots too fast, and that's a problem too.
This is true.
It's up to you.
Hang on, let me
So one
read
person
something
said
real
save
quick.
it, one person said go for it, and Irina was non-committal, just in the if we want to do radiant damage, you have to.
I'm going to do Troll the Dead.
Toll the dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Troll the dead.
I like to think it's trolling the dead.
Alright, well, let me do my attack first.
It's not an attack roll with Toll the Dead.
Or my damage, I mean.
Hold on, it's a saving throw.
Yeah, but my normal damage from the longsword.
Oh, Toll the Dead is an action. You'd be doing that instead of swinging with your longsword.
Is it an action? I thought it said bonus action.
Nope, it's an action.
I'll be damned.
So I mean,
Yeah,
you hit
okay,
with
I'll
the
do-
21, so you're gonna take the damage from your sword
No, I'll do the Toll the Dead.
instead.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a saving throw, so you'll have to re-roll the saving throw on him.
that's fine. And that's I drag the save onto the bad guy, right?
Yep. He succeeded, which means you miss.
Damn. That's it. I'm
Okay.
done.
All right. Eclipse, it comes to your turn, and you are currently paralyzed. I am looking to see if there's a way to break its paralysis on your turn.
I have to take the dog to the park. It's an hour and a half past when they're supposed to go, but I can still have the phone with me. I just will be away from the computer.
That's fine. Okay, so basically you can end your turn, Eclipse, by rolling that saving throw again.
Yeah, probably. So, me ending my turn is me taking an action, correct?
No, you ending your turn is literally you going, I end my turn, which auto-triggers the saving throw.
Right, let's see where it says saving throw. Go.
So basically he gave up his turn to force you to give up yours. On the plus side, you succeeded. You are no longer paralyzed. On the downside, you now have the frightened condition.
Which does.
I will read it directly to you, right meow. Frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight, and you cannot willingly move any closer to him.
So, technically, yeah. So, right now I'm not in line of sight, but since I'm not in line of sight, my attack should have disadvantage anyway.
You are in line of sight. You could see him. It would be if you went around the corner, like if there was an actual full cover separating you.
Oh, so pretty much if I can attack him, it has disadvantage.
Yeah. You're stuck at attacking him with disadvantage until you break the frightened condition. Heathcliff.
Fantastic.
Hey, at least you succeeded on your check on your first turn.
Right? I can do things now.
Well, next turn you can do things.
Yeah, well, now the disadvantage, is that anything, that's anything involving him? Like if I do, like, support spells or what?
Any ability checks and any attack rolls while you can see him and he can see you have disadvantage.
Okay.
So I can move into an ally's spot as long as I move right back out, right?
Yeah. As long as you don't end your turn in the allies square.
So I'm gonna draw one of my short swords as my free action, item interaction action. I am going to take a 5-foot step sideways into Irina and back to draw my other sword as part of my movement, and I'm going to dual attack Dulk.
There's your item interaction and your movement weapon draw. Perfect. Yep. I'll allow it.
Alright, so we're attacking with the main hand short sword for a 17 to hit.
Did you roll that with advantage?
No, I did not.
Would you like to?
Yes, I would like to. Yes, please. 21 to hit.
All right.
That's going to trigger sneak attack, and we're just going to roll the offhand so I can just roll damage twice. For 11 to hit.
Miss.
Oh, wait, that one gets advantage too.
Yes.
I'm doing so good at this advantage thing tonight.
Hit.
23, much better.
So you should have
Alright.
4d6 plus stat damage.
Yep. I like rolling the 2 damages separately from each other. That's not the right one. That's better.
Hold on.
Nice.
Hold on. So
I did it right. Because of
that's
sneak
reading
attack.
A d6 plus 2d6, and then a d6. Perfect. Okay. For 17 total damage. And you rolled them on
Yep.
him?
And I rolled them on him.
Nice. He is bloodied. I mean, he is torn up, fellas. But he's still going.
And that'll end my turn.
Sazid, it is your turn. You are currently grappled by the Boneless, unable to breathe, unable to think hardly, because of the smell of this thing wrapped around you.
Check to
At
get out of the grapple, yeah.
start, if the target is blinded and is unable to breathe, the target must succeed on a strength saving throw. At the start of the Boneless's turn. You can use your action to try to detach and force it into the nearest unoccupied space, doing so with a strength check.
So I make a strength check, not a strength save. I think I did that right.
Jesus! All of the nat 20s. Yeah, you successfully rip this thing off of you as an action.
Now I have bonus action.
You have bonus action. You also could trigger your action surge.
I was just gonna say that actually, since I had to use my action for that, now would be a good time to use my action surge. And then go to attack the thing that just had me grappled with my rapier. And I have combat advantage.
Why? Oh, yes, you do.
My last crit gave it to me.
Until the end of this turn, you have combat advantage on everybody.
Oh, so I should have had advantage on that strength check too, but it didn't matter because I critted anyway.
Advantage wouldn't have applied to the strength check. It's attack rolls.
So roll this attack with advantage. For a 12 to hit.
Against the Boneless. That is a hit. Just barely.
And roll damage on him. There it is.
9
9
points of damage to the smelly quizzical one. Anything else?
I don't want attack of opportunity from Druzzl. That would probably hurt. So I'm not gonna move. Yeah, I'll just pass turn.
Irina is going to risk an attack of opportunity from the Boneless. Roll. Thank you.
Every time you say the Boneless, I think of the Far Side Boneless Chicken Farm.
Irina takes a thwack upside the head, but it doesn't deter her as she lines up for advantage against Druzzl. Make sure my stream can still see everybody. It looks like they can. Clicked. Rapier. You gonna let me drag it? Thanks. For an 18 to hit. Ten points of damage as she skewers a part of his chest. But he seems still unfazed. Because, you know, undead creatures. She action surges and repeats the process. Hits. For 1 shy of max damage on that one. Solid hit. All right. Smelly's turn. Smelly is going at you again, Sazid, because you're the only one he can.
Fair enough. Plus, I did just smack him.
18 to hit.
That's it.
5 points of damage. And a 20 to hit. You, sir, are re-grappled. Another 5 points of damage. This thing has sloughed its way back up on top of you. The sound of squelching and the smell drowning out your ability to breathe once more.
I do have blind sense. I still do know shit's around me.
Fair. Boneless 12 goes after Heathcliff.
Oh, goody.
19 to hit.
That hits.
6 points of damage. And a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
For 4 more damage, and you are also grappled now, sir. Bringing us to the top of initiative. Dalk's turn. In the absence of radiant damage, you guys actually watch Irina has drawn her blade out of his chest, and you watch as the wound from her blade begins to stitch itself. You watch as Dranzork recovers some hit points.
I was just gonna say, see, the heal.
Being surrounded, he can't go after the person that he wants, which is Eclipse. He will be going after Abel, because Abel was the second person that he was going to declare vengeance on. Actually, he was going to declare vengeance on Abel first, but then frickin' Eclipse thwacked him really hard. $19 to hit. Abel. He's silent, but I'm pretty sure that's a successful hit.
He's away from his computer.
Yeah, I know, but he said he was taking his phone with him so he could still hear us.
Yeah, he did. I had
Yeah,
my
but-
hands full in the dogs.
Gotcha.
I was saying he may not know his armor class off the top of his head.
No, I do. Trust me, I
Oh.
do.
Yeah, he's been actively looking at it because he wants a shield. For 12 points of damage, this guy punches you.
Okay.
I'm gonna reduce that damage
Okay.
with one of my silent dice. So do I just roll a regular d6 and we'll add what I add after?
How does it read? Your
Let me
psionic
find
power,
it
you're
here.
using Protective Field. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to expend 1 psionic energy die. Roll the die and reduce the damage taken by the number rolled plus your intelligence modifier as you create a momentary shield of telekinetic force. So yes, it's a d6 plus your intelligence modifier.
So I'll just roll a d6 and then we'll add 2 after. So I reduce the damage by 6 points.
6 points of that damage is reduced. So you cut it in half. Alright. Doc swings with his other fist. He's not going to try to punch you, Sazid. You're currently engulfed by the Boneless. And I just realized that means you can't use... I don't think you can use your psionic power, can you? Psionic power required. Is it a reaction?
It's a reaction, yeah.
Yep, so no, you don't use it.
I tried.
Pretty sure grappled tells me that you can't use... A grappled creature's speed becomes 0. The condition ends if you're incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or grappling effect, such as when a creature is hurled by the Thunderwave spell. Note to self.
Wait, you can ungrapple from Thunderwave?
Via Thunderwave. You can use Thunderwave to break grapple off of you.
Oh,
Which means,
nice
yes, you can use actions while grappled.
So it did happen.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright. Now we'll roll the second punch. For a miss. Lucky you. He's going to provoke attacks of an attack of opportunity from Abel.
And Booming Blade.
No. Booming Blade only lasts for one turn, and on your last turn you told the dead.
It does only last for one turn?
Yep.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll take my attack of do I get the attack of opportunity before he leaves the square?
Yes, so you do have advantage.
Okay. For an 18?
That's a hit.
I'm actually, fuck this guy, I'm using the, Divine Smite again.
Good call. Points of damage. That really messed him up, and like you slashed down the center of his back. The wound is not sealing. There's gore, guts, blood, and muck sort of pouring out the back of him.
So we use Booming Blade to go with that.
You can't Booming Blade as an attack of opportunity unless you have the ability to cast a spell as an attack of opportunity, which requires a feat. So, either way, you successfully thwacked him, and it's your turn. You have two allies that are currently being smothered by creatures. You can use your action to yank these creatures off of them. You could use your action to attack these creatures and hopefully deal enough damage to kill them, which would allow them to fall off them. Or you can continue after Dranzorg.
I'm gonna continue after Dranzorg.
You figure they can hold their breath for another 6 seconds?
Yeah. If they can't, they shouldn't be adventuring.
Damn.
And that gives me advantage because of Eclipse.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be useless as far as heals go. But I'm going to use Divine Smite again. I'm going to kill this fucker.
What's your passive insight?
Give me a second. 13?
With your passive insight, you can see that if you successfully hit him, using Divine Smite would absolutely be overkill.
Oh, okay. Then I won't use it then. Just advantage. Attack with the longsword. That's twice I've done that.
13 to hit. On the plus side, that's a hit.
Awesome. And it's too late to use... Is it too late to use Booming Blade?
No, but again, you are aware from your previous insight that applying any spell work to this attack is probably going to be unnecessary. Like, this guy is beat to shit.
Understandable, but Booming Blade doesn't cost me anything to use it. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Okay.
You
You don't have to activate the thing, remember? You just roll your damage normal.
I'm working on it. He moved, so I have to adjust my screen so I can roll the damage on him.
Gotcha.
It didn't roll on him.
There it
No,
went.
There it went.
Oh,
We just had a lag. He's
Okay.
unconscious prone on the floor.
And I'm
Lump
gonna-
of flesh and armor.
I didn't have my other weapon. I'm gonna use my offhand attack and punch him.
Unfortunately, unarmed does not count as a weapon attack, so 2-weapon fighting doesn't apply. You cannot unarmed punch unless you have, like Sazid's case, he has talons, and I think Eclipse also has talons.
Or
Or
if you're a
monk.
monk.
Right.
Or
Or monk
if you're a
fu.
monk. Or technically, if you take the fighting style unarmed combat, because then your unarmed strikes count as weapon attacks.
I should have been getting +2 to all of my damages, though.
Why?
Because my fighting style is dueling. Whenever wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, I gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon.
And we don't already have that factored in?
No.
No.
Oh,
No, that's something you have to manually add in.
yep, I'm manually adding it to you now. Either way, the guy's unconscious, so that's largely irrelevant.
Alright.
So anything else on your turn?
No. No, I'm good. Let me see. Here, I'll pass my turn. Give me a sec. There we go.
Okay, so, let's see. I was going to do a couple things.
You have 2 allies that are currently suffocating.
Yes, I am going to go ahead and use a spell called, and it'll be my first cleric spell used. I'll be using Prayer of Healing.
It's still feared because those gens are down.
It is a ranged spell, but how
Doesn't
do
that
I
take 10 minutes?
Yeah, let me read how Prayer of Healing
Oh,
works.
it does take, doesn't it?
Yeah, Prayer of Healing is meant for non-combat healing.
Oh, okay. Did not realize that.
It's meant for over like a short rest.
Or even outside of combat in general. After the combat's over, you can do it before moving on to the next room. Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Each regain hit points equal to 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. But yeah, it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Nice.
Oh.
The one you're really
Well-
going to want as a healer is you're going to want to take Healing Word. Healing Word, so Cure Wounds is point blank range. You have to be able to touch them to cast it.
Yeah.
Unless you've used your
What's that?
wild
familiar.
shape to summon a companion. If you've summoned a companion, your companion can be touching them instead of you when you cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Setting that aside, Healing Word is a bonus action instead of an action, and it can be done at like 30 feet, I think. So
Okay.
this evening, the next chance
Wow.
you get to prepare spells, you might want to switch one out for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Well, let's see if that's the case. I'm gonna go ahead and use my starry arrow to, and now I don't get disadvantage anymore because he's, for lack of a better
Yeah,
term,
he's
dead.
gone. Technically,
Okay.
technically he's not dead. He's just unconscious. So if I wanted to be a dick GM, I could argue that because he's still alive, the frightened condition still applies. But I'm not going to be a dick. He's unconscious. It doesn't it doesn't apply anymore.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and fire one of my arrows at the one that's 2 squares from me, the boneless 12.
The one that's currently engulfing Heathcliff.
Yes.
Technically, I should move him down a half square.
Does anyone have any inspiration I can use?
Oops.
Well, why'd you do it with disadvantage?
I didn't
Why'd you do it with
it.
advantage and disadvantage?
You didn't? What? I'm confused.
Yeah, you have advantage and disadvantage applied to that.
I didn't click either of them, though. I'm so
Also,
confused.
you're apparently currently targeting Dulk.
I didn't target anyone.
You haven't untargeted him from before.
Yeah.
Oh. How do I undo that?
I'll click him again.
There we go.
Now you should have nothing selected, and you should just be able to click advantage. ADV at the bottom.
Okay, then I can roll.
Should he have advantage? Why would he have had the advantage in the first place?
Wait, I shouldn't have advantage.
You shouldn't. It's
so
just
it
a
should
straight
be a
roll.
normal roll. Okay. Well, now that everything's right, roll again. That is a hit.
And that's going to go to this person here. And 9 radiant.
9 radiant damage. That is a solid hit. They have both taken 9 radiant damage. It sort of hisses at you amidst the flaps of flesh, which, to be fair, a hiss through flaps of flesh sounds pretty much like flatulence, but...
Now, here's a question. Can you take a bonus action as a regular action?
No, you cannot.
Okay. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and... I will move. It's going to move, thank you. And I will cast the spell Inflict Wounds.
Oh, okay. Good old-fashioned necrotic damage.
Okay.
That's a hit.
So,
I'm waiting for the server to proc what just happened from that
Right.
roll. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
You basically reached out with your hand, and this claw of necrotic energy extended and ripped through it, and you just sundered the flesh right in front of Heathcliff's face as you just like peeled it off of his face, and then it just kind of drips to the ground. And Heathcliff, you see this tabaxi standing in front of you with necrotic claws that slowly retract.
You mean behind me?
Yes, whatever. Next to you. Adjacent to you.
Well, thank you. Those things are disgusting.
Yeah, I should get them trimmed.
I think he meant the boneless.
I used my soliloquy. I can't say anything else until my turn.
But Eclipse, go ahead and take an inspiration for that.
I love that. That was great.
Wow. Okay, Eclipse, anything else?
Nope, that will be it.
Heathcliff, your turn, sir.
All right. At the beginning of my turn, I'm gonna say I meant the flesh creature thing. Your claws actually came in useful. Am I within 5 feet of the quizzically smelly chortle?
Technically,
Since
it's occupying the same square as Suzy.
Roots. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it in reverse order. So I'm going to put away a short sword, move into Abel's, and back up to put away my other short sword, and then I'm going to attack the fleshy creature with my blades.
With your psychic blades?
With my psychic blades.
Okay.
See if we can't, see if they don't work better here.
Sneak attack applies because you have someone in melee combat.
Sneak attack applies. And then we're gonna do main hand. For 15 to hit.
Double checking their armor class, that's a hit.
Sweet. I'm gonna do these one at a time, just in case I kill it. For 16 psychic damage.
Which you didn't apply to him.
Which I did not apply to him, you are correct. I am sorry.
It's alright. You dropped him unconscious.
We.
Your psychic dagger cut through him.
It doesn't leave a visible mark at all.
No, but the dagger becomes visible. You manifested an actual object.
No, but the damage that it does is not visible.
I know. That's irrelevant. You slash through it,
okay.
The thing falls off of him. Sazid, you see, as this thing sloughs off of you, you see Heathcliff standing in front of you, holding a psychically manifested blade. You recognize it as a psychically manifested blade individually because you're a Psi warrior. You understand how the psychic energy works. So yeah, you specifically recognize what it is. Abel, you see this manifested dagger as well. To you, it's just a magically manifested
I'll just take
dagger.
nice blade.
What did you say, Sazid?
I'll just tell him nice blades.
Thanks. As it fizzles out into nothing.
Alright. You guys have successfully taken out the creatures. Irina says, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but what odds do you want to bet those things try to respawn? And she says it just like that. Try to respawn. They try to spawn again.
In response to that, I fired 2 bolts into Dulk. Even though I'm standing right next to him.
Yep.
And I go, oh, I didn't know they could do that.
He fizzles into a decrepit pile on the ground.
That was me learning I could
attempt
launch
to
those.
burn?
You what?
Can I attempt to burn the bodies of the flesh bags?
Yeah, I mean, they're just piles of goo.
I mean, I
When
have a
you
tinder
look in
box.
the other room, the 2 previous bodies of goo are still laying there.
Did we want to
So those were new ones.
burn Dalk's body?
Irina said, do you guys want to burn things just in the middle of the house? It's a good way to start a house fire and or suffocate us all with smoke.
Well, can we risk Dalk coming back to life?
Irina says, I don't know that burning... Frankly, I don't know that burning his body would have a difference.
I wonder...
And as she's saying this, you guys look down at the body that had just caught 2 thwacks in it, and it is slowly dissolving into a pile of black ichor. The armor, all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's
Oh, great.
Heather.
I have a sacred flame that's just for these kind of moments.
What do you guys want to do? Note that I am probably wrapping up momentarily. I just want to get a feel for what our characters want to do. Are you guys going to start heading up the tower, hunting for the Leaper?
That was the original plan.
Yeah, I think that
Mike.
should be a good plan.
That should probably be the plan, and then maybe take a brief break, depending on how that fight goes.
I was kind of figuring we would probably wrap up now. Oh, take a brief break in-game.
As in a short rest.
Leaper, and then have a short rest to try to hold that seance.
Sure, that works too.
I will go ahead, and before we head up, I will then cast prayer.
Take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you take 10 minutes to cast it, we will be starting next session with you guys still in this room.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. And I'm not going to move you guys on the map just yet. Go ahead and cast your heal.
The creatures may respawn that time if we stay in this room.
It's a risk we'll have to take.
There we go.
Everybody
Definitely
is
benefiting from
successfully
that.
healed.
Just so you do know, Eclipse, you can target everybody and then roll just once.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it this way. I'm just saying if you want to make it easier, you can target everybody and then roll once. And it'll auto-apply it to everybody you rolled on.
All right. That is going to be as good a spot as any to wrap up for the evening, but I want to go ahead and let you know. Healing energy washes over the entire party, and just as quick as it washes over them from the other room, base of the tower, you hear... Whoops, that was supposed to change turns. Go back to down here. I don't want it to change turns. I was trying to make things visible. If it makes it visible. Come on, quit giving me issues. And the squelching, sloughing sounds of two fleshy masses. And you notice, and Irina goes, shit. Here we go again. And that is where we will wrap up for the evening.
Did we level?
Called it.
No, we did not level. No, it is not Sunday yet. But yes, this is where we're going to pick up next time. Audience, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to click that follow button. I will also be dropping this on YouTube next Friday, where you can please feel free to click that subscribe button. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed everything that you saw. Don't forget to check out Fantasy Grounds. There is a link in my Petri dish, which is my link tree, which leads to my affiliate link, actually, for Fantasy Grounds. So if you like this virtual tabletops, please, please, please click it, because right now it's the only place I'm getting support. Because I'm needy and I'm going to beg like that. Please, please, please. Otherwise, we will catch you here, same time and place, 2 Sundays from now. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.